No. What up? What is going on? Welcome to Teacher Workflow and Creation Workshop. Unless I messed up the name of the session. So excited you guys are here. So pumped. I'm gonna let you guys join. Look at all these people. Look at all them chickens. That's a meme. Sorry. In the comments, is anybody else talking memes or GIFs or old vines? In the comments while we're signing in, because I'm gonna stall for like 5 to 7 minutes, let you guys get signed in. In the comments, let me know your favorite meme or like GIF or Vine that you quote regularly. What has become a regular thing for you guys that you say in your everyday life? I call them bits. I have bits that I have in real life. And so let me know in the comments. What is your favorite bit? Look at all them chickens. That's where she turns and looks at ducks. So, Deborah, what's up? Amy, good to see you. Look at you guys. Look at y'all. Look at you guys. Look at us. Look at us. Would you look at it? I bet I can make this a little better. Hold on. I bet I can make this cleaner. Wow. Look at this. So clean. Not in the chat on the link. Oh, yeah. So there's a link on the screen. I'll say it out loud. So Katie's in there. On the screen, you'll see it says bit.ly/Tarver check-in. You also have the Elmo shrug. That's a good one. You also have a QR code. If you're using your computer, you can just scan that with your phone. The name of this workshop should be on there. It's under the T's. It's alphabetical. Shout out alphabetical. Alphabetical. Can I say something? Alphabetical and chronological, underrated. We don't talk about how great those things are. They're awesome. It's so convenient for things. So if you want, go into that Google form. And I can put the link in the chat as well. Let me see. bit.ly/Tarver check-in. All right. So the link should work. If you just want to click the link in the chat, go in. It's a Google form. It's not, I didn't set up autocrat for that. I have it to where it is just going to send you like, you know how when you fill out a Google form, you can have it send people like essentially their receipt of what they did. It looks like a form, but it's in your email. That's what it's going to send you. And then I'm going to, at the end of today, I'll give you a QR code and it'll send you a certificate of completing this. So you can give it to your admin to show that you were there. It's also really important. I know a lot of you guys are here from Dawson Co-op. Shout out Dawson Co-op. What's up, Katie? How you living? Shout out Dawson Co-op for collaborating with me on this. And so if you would, pretty please, make sure you select Dawson. It makes it easier on them. If not, you're going to have to do some follow-ups. So you should get that email. And even if you don't, as long as you fill out the form, they will have that proof if you're with Dawson. So, but fill it out. Usually you get the receipt as well. So in the comments, all right, so get signed in. I'm going to give y'all probably 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we're going to get rolling with this. Get rolling. What? Now I know y'all be loving this. Hey, in the comments, who sang that? The greatest band ever formulated by man. Or was it formulated by somebody more like bigger than man? I don't know. What's the name of that band? Had the song rolling. Katie said, in all caps, Katie's screaming at us, you guys. Attention, all Dawson people. Please make sure you sign in on the link to receive credit on ESA Works. We will use this form to give credit. You got to do that at the beginning and at the end. We will have it at the beginning and end. I have, if you're with Dawson, Co-op, Limp Bizkit is rocking the set. It's like Russian when you play Sanya Bet. Katie said, yes, it's very important. We had a few last week that missed the link. They missed the link, Katie. What can we do? Hey, Katie, if you want, since you're a moderator, you can actually pin my link that I put in the comments. So if you'll pin that and put it at the top, it's the easiest way. People can click it, sign in. It is important you guys get signed in, get you some coffee. I'm going to put my coffee in this so I don't walk over to the microwave and be like, hey, we're going to do a 2-minute break so that I can, oh, I'm spilling this on the ground. Don't tell anybody. Oh, gosh, that was terrible. I have to clean that up. Wow. What do I have to clean that up? I'm literally stalling. Get signed in. I'm going to, you know what? I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a paper towel because I did spill a little bit of that coffee. Get signed in. You have another minute and a half, and then we're going to get rolling, okay? Hey, what up? Brianna, what's up? Hi from South Carolina. Shout out South Carolina. Okay, so got about another 45 seconds, and then we're going to get rolling. I don't want to waste y'all's time, but also if you want, you can get some coffee. I'm about to heat my coffee up. Shout out Ember. Today's session is sponsored by Ember. That's not true. It's not at all. It's not. It's not. Shout out Ember. Gonna heat up this device. There we go. Oh, never mind. It's got to be recharged. Guess I'm not using Ember. Wow, that's hurtful. Okay, good. Get going in a sec. Everybody good? Is everybody signed in? Let me know in the comments what if you have signed in to the thing. Go in. Somebody said, movie Anchorman, put the Braves back on TBS. Yeah, let's go. I lived in Georgia in the 90s when the Braves were cooking, and Ted Turner owned, shout out to Ted Turner, rest in peace. I think he passed away. But he owned like Cartoon Network, and he owned the Atlanta Braves. And so he would always put Braves games on there late at night. So in the comments, let me know that you have done the link and signed in. Okay, I need to make sure you've done the link, sign in, especially if you're with Dawson. That's really important. But if you're not with Dawson, it's really important too, because if your boss is like, how do I know you didn't just bounce in the third hour of the thing? And you can be like, no, I actually have a sign in at the beginning and then a sign out at the end. So please. Let me see. I'm trying to. Your boy's now only thinking about his coffee. Sorry. Come on. Charge, bruh. Here we go. Now it's charging. Now we're charging. Okay. Everybody, okay. Annie's in. Anybody else already get signed in so we can move on? I literally, usually what I'll do is I have like 10 minutes allocated for this, but also that feels like a long time because you're like, let's get started. Let's get started. I get it. Okay. But not everybody moves at your pace. Okay. It's like when you're driving in the comments. I'm going to get started in the comments. What is the amount over the speed limit that you are comfortable driving? Let me know in the comments. What is the amount of miles per hour over the speed limit you're comfortable with? Okay. Are you a speed limit person? Are you 2 under? Are you 10 over? Let me know in the comments. Me, I'm a 7 over kind of guy. I'm 5 to 7 over. Feel like it's safe. I feel like it's not really worth the police officer's time if they see me. It's also pretty quick to slow down. 5 to 7, unless it's like lower or a school zone. Obviously, I would never. But I think one of the things that you notice when you're driving, it's like if somebody said 12 under, safety first. It's like when you're driving on the interstate and say you're a 7 over person. I'm 7 over. People that go past you that are like 12 to 15 over, they're crazy. They're dangerous. And if they're going like the speed limit or slower, you're like, oh my gosh, speed up. We got things to do. You just randomly picked the amount over, like the illegal amount of miles per hour over the speed limit. You just chose that. It's random. But you think people are crazy if they're faster and they're being like, they're wasting your time if they're slower. That's the way some people think with technology. And I don't want you guys to think that, because we all get into technology and we all utilize it at different rates. So if today I go a little bit slower or I repeat something you've heard before, please bear with me. Like this is virtual. You're more than welcome to click open a new tab and check your email for a few minutes, and then we'll bounce back over. So whenever we're doing this, if we do a pace that is faster or slower, you are more than welcome. You're more than welcome to throw in the comments, hey, could you repeat that again? Could we go a little slower? Or you could be like, hey, that's great. Let's move on. Okay. So, because last week or two ago, whenever we did the other trainings, y'all seemed to want to lean into the gyms. And I know most of you guys were okay with it because hopefully you're using gyms. In the comments, has anybody been using gyms since our last meeting? Let me know in the comments. Whenever I saw y'all were into that, I started repeating it, and I kind of like went through 3 or 4 others. And I know there was like 1 or 2 people that like reached out to me and they were like, hey, it was a little repetitive at the beginning. Yeah, because you guys were into it, and I care more about going at the pace of the majority of you guys than going at what I want or just trying to knock out slides. And that's why I always give you guys this. So throw that in there. Yeah, please do not speed in Bauxite. Don't speed in Bauxite. Also, don't look. One time I was watching my phone in Bauxite, and it was showing me where to go because I needed to like turn off somewhere. And I was like glancing at it. I got pulled over because they said I was on my phone. I was like, I was using it for directions. They're like, you still can't look at it. I'm like, what's the point? Like, what am I going to use my phone to run fast? Like, and get there? No, I'm going to use it in the car. All right. So look at you guys. Look at y'all. All right. So if you haven't, a few of you guys did mention about gyms. We will create a couple in this. And then I have, if you're with me this afternoon, in the comments, is anybody with me this afternoon for the Gemini session? We'll talk about them more there too. So it might feel a little repetitive, but honestly, it's like even with students, you do multiple practice problems, you do it from different angles, you do it with different inputs. And I think that that is one of the best things we can do to feel comfortable with it, and then just get more reps. Okay, sweet. A lot of you guys are. And so I'll try not to repeat that because I know I covered it last time. I'm going to cover it today because it is one of the best tools to save time. You're like, well, what's a new tool? If it's the best tool, like, I'm going to keep doing it. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah, for saying repetition is great. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to repeat the stuff that's good so you feel comfortable with it and you can use it to like top tier. Yes, you've been introduced to it, but I want to keep getting reps. Okay. I want to keep getting reps. So that's my intro. Thank y'all for bearing with me. Boom. We gave time to sign in. Everybody, if you just joined us, make sure you sign in. bit.ly/Tarver check-in. It's going to be in the comments, and then, or you can scan that. All right. We are moving forward, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, here we go. All right. So real quick, just so my joke is, just so you don't think I'm an 11th grader running for student council vice president, here's some of the stuff that I've gotten the chance to be a part of, some of the teams I've worked on. Thank you. Christian said, I don't mind. I'm going to toss that comment up. Comment said, I don't mind hearing it again because I haven't had time to try it yet. So hearing it again is fine with me. Okay, great. Good. Because it's genuinely, Christian, genuinely using gyms is one of the greatest time-saving tools I think teachers should be using. And so the more I can give you guys reps on it, and the more we can actually create together. And that's the idea is today I would literally, if y'all are cool with it, I want us to make gyms together. Literally, I want to make a gym that I can give you guys and you can use tomorrow that's applicable. So be thinking of things that you want to create today as we go through this. So also, I don't know if I said it out loud, but if you want access to this presentation, it is, y'all see this? It's bit.ly/4WND710. Apparently I've used all my free bit.ly short links, so I can't do it anymore. So make sure that you take that, screenshot it, whatever. And if you have it or whatever, if you want to toss that link, I'll actually toss the link in the comments. I can just copy the whole link. So the link is in the comments if you want this presentation. So if I don't go through all of it or I miss it or skip it, or if you want to bounce ahead and be like, Tyler, go to slide 45. I love it. And we'll do it. I don't care. We'll do whatever y'all want today. All right. So the idea for today is we are trying to try to create some stuff. Oh, sorry. Intro. I was a high school math teacher, and then I was a tech director / instructional facilitator for technology. And then I was a principal of a 6th through 12th grade building. And then I was at central office. I was director of curriculum and instruction and communication and technology and personnel. It was like all the responsibilities of being an assistant superintendent, but I didn't have to worry about the title or the pay raise. So that was really fun. Shout out those decisions. Hug a director near you, if you will. Or just let them get assistant superintendent title. They'll stick around. Then I was the dean of a college. I loved that. It was so much fun. I got to work with college students, college professors, and we ran a branch campus. It was for OBU, Ouachita Baptist, for a while, and then we switched to Arkansas Baptist, and now we're with SCU. And so now my assistants moved into that role, and I am the director of learning and development. So I oversee the college. I oversee some certificate stuff and then some training of our staff. And I get to, I go in a lot, but also get to work remotely a lot, and it gives me the opportunity to be able to do these types of trainings and work with teachers. And I get the chance to work with teachers all around the country. I travel and speak with teachers, and then I work with companies and make social media collabs. Who cares about me? Enough about me. Let's get on to you. Okay, so this is what we are going to hopefully cover today in here. So first one, I'm going to give you some free resources because this is, resource and flow, and we're trying to get thank you, Sarah Beth, for saying that. Yeah, it's a lot. Time management was something I struggle with just because, we have so many side hustles along with your main job. So it was a lot, but, trying to figure out the flow of that. I'll tell you this right now, what's suffering is my email. I'm down to 31, but I know that in that 31, there's a hefty amount. 70% of those need me to spend 30 minutes or more per email just to get done what people need. So if you send me an email and I haven't replied, I promise I'm getting there. I reply to all of them. So today I'm going to give you some free templates and resources. So I'm going to show you that, of course, at first. I always start with that because it's the most immediate thing you can take and run with it. Then I want to talk through some of our programs that we use, docs, sheets, slides, drive, things like that, and Gmail, of course, Gmail. Speaking of email, I'm going to talk through those and try to just give you some tips on things that I've done that have been able to save me time. So Sarah Bethia said, I just don't know how you do all the things. Thank you again. But also a lot of it is efficiency and workflow. And it's like, how do I fit that in around everything else? And so I'm going to show you some tips on things that I do. Some stuff might just save you a few minutes a day. Some stuff might save you 1 to 2 hours. But I think when you put it all together, it can save a lot of your time so that you can spend time doing the things that you care about or going home and seeing your family. Also today, we want to talk about a real-time creation of resources you can take back to your class. So I would really love today if we created some resources. We will probably make a gym or two, but I'll try to save the gym creation for this afternoon session, the Google Gemini to Win at Life. I'll try to save it for then, but we might find ourselves making a gym or two together as a family. And then, but we will be making stuff, and then we'll copy and make a copy of everything that we can and let you guys make it today. So here's what I would love, okay? Because I do want us to actually make a copy, create, do all that stuff. With my resources, I'm going to show you here in a second a bunch of my free templates and resources. And I would love for if there's any that you like or that are close to what you want, look around. And then whenever I ask in a little bit, hey, what resource do y'all want to copy and edit and make a copy of or whatever, be ready. Because the first one that comes in, I'm going to do that one. So if you have it in the hopper, ready to go. And then we're also going to do strategies for integrating these into your existing practice and what you're already doing. So we are going to try to do all of that today in the next 3 hours. So in the comments, let me know what is something that you feel wastes your time. And please, you can say professional development, like we're in a PD right now. You can say PD, but you know as well as I do, virtual PDs are very productive at times. And also keep in mind, most of the time for professional development, you are being paid. So keep that in mind. You are on contract to chill and hopefully get some free templates, resources, and ideas. But what is something waste your time as an educator, as a teacher, in the classroom during the year? What's something that wastes your time? Let me know in the comments. Those are good. Let's see. Absolute unnecessary, well phrased. It's not all PD. Some PD can be great and save you time and help you, but it's unnecessary PD. What is stuff that you just have to do because you're checking it off the list, okay? Checking it off the list. I will say this too. Whenever I throw in stuff about where I'm asking about comments, a lot of times some administrators, they're like, oh, how do I know you're actually participating and paying attention? You can watch, this will be a YouTube video when you're done, you can keep forever. And when your boss is like, how do I know you participated? If you're like active in the comments, you're going to be able to go back and show them where you were responding and active in the comments. So I'm saying that because one, it's really nice for me as a presenter, because if not, this is like a 6-hour monologue, but it helps guide this if you're active in there, but also it's good evidence later. Faculty meetings can be the biggest waste of time. That was one of the hardest things whenever I went from being a teacher who, saw time being wasted in faculty meetings and then being a principal that led faculty meetings. It was hard because I knew most of those teachers were like ready to go. So I tried to be as quick as possible, and I tried not to have them unless we needed to. This meeting could have been an email, meetings for no reason. Lesson plans, absolutely, can be a complete waste of time, especially if you're just doing it because you have to do it, not because you're actually reviewing it. PLC meetings or meetings during prep time. Macy, I concur. Like we used to have, when I was teaching, math had to meet for PLCs every single week, whereas every other subject, you got to do it every like 2 to 3 weeks. It's because they were putting an emphasis on math. And so we were I remember there was one awkward meeting where one of my coworkers like brought like the policy thing to the principal in the meeting. They did not take that well. PD that does not pertain to what you do on the daily. Yep, I've been there. Sifting through emails. Yes. Emails are I literally was like, I wonder if I can afford to hire somebody to check my emails. I can't, but that'd be cool. Repeating myself because people didn't read the instructions in the email. That's fair. You got sifting through emails and then not reading the emails. Yeah, I've been guilty of both. Recreating pacing guides into a certain format, meetings that could have been an email. Okay, Sarah Beth, whenever we start doing, we might not do it today, but this afternoon, remind me when we do gyms. What we can do is if you're recreating a pacing guide, lesson plan, things like that, like say your school's like, hey, actually, we want you to do this template. Have those resources for me available, because then we can set up a gym to where when you need to do this, we could have the instructions and the format in there, and then all you can do is drop your old one and it'll create your new ones immediately. So remind me later today if we don't do it this morning. Unnecessary meetings, standardized tests, yeah, for sure. A lot of good ones. Changing your passwords every 3 months is absolutely insane. So fun fact, I hate it when companies do this, but with schools, that is actually a legal requirement. The government makes you do that. Because whenever I was working with Chris and we were in the tech department, we tried to set it up to where we didn't have to, because the teachers hated resetting their emails, but it's actually state law. So, all right. So these are all good. And this gives me a good mindset of things that we can try to save time with as we go through this today. So let's bounce through and see if we can start with that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to save you time and help you do resource creation by giving you a ton of resources and templates. So I have a website, tarveracademy.com. You can actually just go to the front page. Tarver, I'm going to put in the link in the chat. tarveracademy.com. In the comments, if you've ever used one of my resources, please let me know in the comment. Let me know what resource you've used in the comments if you've ever used a free resource of mine. But if you go to tarveracademy.com and you put in your email, so tarveracademy.com, got it linked in the chat, put in your email and say, send me the free stuff. When you do that, what it's going to do, it's going to go to a directory, a page that I have that is specifically just free templates and resources. So right here, you can go in and you can use and make a copy of anything in here. I've got digital notebooks, lesson plans. I've got some ChatGPT and AI tools, video resources, back to school. That's one coming up here. Long time from now, guys. Y'all got plenty of time. Don't you worry about back to school. We got discipline stuff. We got Google stuff, Canva, some instructional things, administration, organization, classroom headers, notebook LMs, which we'll talk about even more this afternoon, Chrome extensions, gyms, GPTs, state testing stuff. So these are all free templates and resources you can use, file, make a copy of, and make it to what? Make a lot of, make it whatever you want. Make a copy of whatever you want. So anything in here I have, you click it, file, make a copy. It's yours. Edit, change. And we're going to do that on a few of these things. But that's because I want to show you how to work through those. Okay. So if you need those at any point, use them. All right. So the first little resource, workflow thing that I like to show people is stuff that I have in a lot. Yes. Annie said this. Is there any way to do that without having to? Okay. Great question. Yeah, anytime you have a question or thought, throw it at me. Okay. Let me see. Oh man, you can't see my header. I'm sharing the whole window. Let me look. No, that doesn't help. Okay, well, I was trying to show you the window. I'll just talk you through it, okay? So if you want to have access to the free templates and stuff without having to go there a bunch, what you could do, and this is actually in my presentation today because it's a workflow thing, is put in your email, so tarveracademy.com, put in your email, hit give me the free stuff. So that's a link to a page that is not public. And so what you want to do is up in the top, which you can't see it, in the top where the address is in Google Chrome, there's a star. You're going to want to click that star. So I'm going to walk you through it. So start a new tab right now. You can do this right now with me. Start a new tab. Go to tarveracademy.com. Put in your email address. And hit in the address bar, which fun fact, Google calls the Omni box. Click, there's a star on the right side of the address bar. Click that star. And then what you want to do is you want to click the name's too long. You're going to run out of room. So you need to shorten that name. I would just put it as templates or TA for Tarver Academy. You can put templates, whatevs. You want to keep it as short as possible. Or if you wanted, you can, a little hack that I do to save room in the bookmarks bar, I just delete the whole title and I'll just have it to where it's just the icon. So I can click and look and be like, oh, that's the icon for Tarver Academy. And you can click and go. So templates or just an icon. And then under folder, you don't have to do a folder. I usually say put it in the bookmarks bar. So there's a drop down. Again, you can't see it on my screen, but there's a drop down. So you've gone to the website, you're on the templates page. In the top where the address is, hit the star, shorten the name to either templates or Tarver or whatever you want, or delete all that and just have it to be the icon. And then you want the folder to be bookmarks bar. Bookmarks bar. Hit done. Now that'll be up at the top. So anytime you want to go to it, you don't have to type your email in again. You can just click, boop, it'll go straight to the website. So that's the easiest way to do that and get back to there. So thank you. Great question. Great question. Keep asking them. Okay. Keep asking them. Now, this is one of my templates that I use or that I give out a lot. And you'll see it in a lot of my presentations. I feel like, let me get out of this screen. Let me go to my thumbnail view. One sec. So you guys can see it like you'll see it. Okay. So right here, you've got your thumbnails for your presentation. What I'll do is whenever I'm giving this to students, I do it for teachers, but this will be for you for students. When you're giving this to your students, very often those students are going to the same 5 to 10 websites throughout the year, right? In your class, they're, same links, same whatever. And then kids will come into class. You can go to the same website every day for 6 weeks and a kid will come in and go, what's the name of that website again? And you have to tell them. This is where I recommend putting any website. So in the comments, what is a website that your students go to frequently throughout the year? What is a website that you have your students go to frequently throughout the year? Throw it in the comments. Okay. And then we'll create that. So I recommend having it's like a link directory, and I'll put this into multiple presentations. Oh, good one. All right. So the dictionary. So dictionary. And then what I'll do is I'll highlight and I'll do the links, and then I'll just put, Merriam. I can definitely spell Merriam-Webster. Merriam-Webster. Also, fun fact, if y'all can see it on my screen, whenever you're trying to create links inside of like a doc or a slideshow in Google, you can do Command K or Control K, and it'll search. Look at this. It's pulling up searches from my own drive or through different links out there, like to the world. So I'm going to link to Merriam-Webster. I never had to go to the website, and now I have it linked. What else? Somebody said Wayground. Okay, so same thing. And it's going to search automatically. Well, there it is, Wayground. And then you got, Clever. Same thing. So you can go in and you can link to the websites that they go to often. I have on the right side, these are like stuff for students, like links to videos and resources and things like that. You're more than welcome to delete that. Like once you make a copy of this, you can clean it up, make it what you want, but have a directory for classroom links and, Google Classroom, if you're eSchool, Hack, all that stuff. So you can make it like a short link. And now you're like, okay, well, I make it once. And then every time I create something new, I have to do it again. I'm going to show you this, then I'm going to show you a solution to that. This second one, slide number 7, this is something I'll put in there where it's like Google help videos. So very often students, they have the same questions. Like, how do I reset my password? How do I add 2 documents in Google Classroom? Blah, blah, blah. And they ask the same thing, all the time. So what I'll do is these are all tutorial videos of stuff that students very frequently have issues with. 1 2-minute video for any of these things that the students are trying to learn. And so what you can do is, you ready? Now, this is how we use this to save time. So these are both slides that help students navigate the internet without just Googling stuff. Because y'all know, if you just go to YouTube or Google or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm going to go figure out how to do this, it's very easy to go down a rabbit trail or to get distracted by all the other stuff that the internet has to offer. This is more like a focused internet help directory for students. So I'm going to show you what we're doing. So if I want to put this in a new presentation, so I have a new presentation. So by the way, another little tip, if you need to create a brand new presentation really quickly or a new Google Doc, you can type whatever it is you're trying to create .new. So a new Google slide, I'm going to do slide.new. And it's going to create a brand new Google slide. Oh, wow. So I'm going to show you this because I'm going to show you the flow as we do this. So Gemini, if you've got Gemini turned on, in the comments, is Gemini turned on for your school? Can you utilize it inside of docs and sheets and slides? Is Gemini turned on, yes or no, in the comments? So I'm going to create a presentation, and then it's going to guide me through, and I can actually base it on a previous presentation. Match presentation style. I can choose this presentation. Add. Create a presentation, you know, for students. If somebody in the comments, give me your grade level and then a topic you might teach. Grade level, subject, and a topic you might teach. Throw it in there. We're gonna make this together. We're gonna show the whole process of creating a slide from scratch using Gemini. I love that a lot of your schools have those turned on. Fifth grade writing grammar. Perfect. Students, in my fifth grade English class, we are learning about grammar. And we're talking about the appropriate your versus, oh, it's talking. Versus, what's the other one? Your, and your. Is it just your and your? I thought there were three. I'm thinking of there, and there. Doesn't matter. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to have it build it. I want to add the presentation that it's building off of. So I can attach it to any presentation and like get the style and vibe of that. I can add sources if I want. So let's do, I can do my drive, share with me. I don't think I have any sources in there to pull from. We'll just skip that. Connected apps. I can choose what's connected. I can connect to the internet. I connect to Google Drive. I don't really need it to Gmail. Hit next. It's collecting all the info, and it's going to pull. There are only two. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, I was like, I always get the yours and then the there because there's three theirs. Like that belongs to them, they are, and over there. So that's the one I was thinking of. Sorry. So yeah, two. So it's building it out. I am creating a presentation with my arms crossed, with it literally pulling from the internet and my Google Drive. I'm basing it on a previous presentation. Honestly, this is great for when you have to, Autumn said, where would the Gemini option on Google Slides? So it's on the right side. I'll show you here in a sec. So, well, I can show you right here. Do you see in the upper right? If it's turned on for Google Slides, when you're in any Google slide, you'll see this little, see that little, it's the Gemini symbol. Looks like a little, like a fancy plus sign, if you will. That's going to be your Gemini. If it's not there, either, if that's not there, the Gemini sign's not there, it means that either A, your school does not pay for that level, or B, they have not turned it on. So you might ask your tech person, be like, hey, do we have options for that? So to answer the options, add sources. I don't want to add sources. How many slides should it be? Let's do medium. What information density fits your class best? Let's do a balanced one. Choose the primary focus areas, interactive lesson, and we'll do a practice game, and we'll do fun memory tricks. Hit next. Okay, yeah, Autumn, you might not have it turned on, but also what I would do is I would email your tech person and be like, hey, can you turn Gemini on for teachers? Are we allowed? And they might say either A, we've been told by admin we're not allowed, or B, we don't pay for that level. So that'll be the only two reasons that they wouldn't turn it on. I would think they would, most schools, honestly, because I get the chance to work with schools all over the place. Most schools have Gemini turned on for teachers, and then it's blocked for students. Some schools are open with students and let them use it, but a lot of them, most schools, and they will eventually. It's just some admin are scared because they don't know how to use it. So send them this whole training and be like, hey, stop being scared. It's the internet. It's probably not a fad. Yeah, Lisa, you might just hit your check person up and see if they'll turn it on. If not, they'll give you a reason why. Okay, steps, add sources, approve. Let's just go. Come on. So I'm building this slide. So this was a prompt that when I went to create a brand new slide, it's a prompt that Google automatically did. Here's the deal. Google, and the reason you're like, well, Tyler, this is the Gemini talk. This is the saving time one. Google is the biggest time saver for you going forward is going to be Gemini built into all your Google stuff. And so it's because Google's going to be pushing that. They want you to use Gemini before you use ChatGPT or Claude. And so they know that their best avenue to make you use it is to be incorporated with everything else you're already using. So it's creating the slides. Man, we trying. It's trying. We're trying. It's building it. Come on, little buddy. Of course. And if you want, you can use Gemini or ChatGPT to build an email request to your admin on the reasons you should be able to have this turned on for yourself so that you can turn it on so that you can use it for your school. So as it's creating, we're just going to sit here. We're going to think about how far we've come. Look at us. Would you look at that? Literally, we're building this out because, do y'all do this? Anybody ever do this? I will go in because I wanted to go in and create a slide and I wanted to show you where I would put the directory stuff. I want to show you the directory stuff. In the process, I was prompted this, and then now we're building out a slide using Gemini in Google Slides. So often, my workflow improves because I say yes and. I click on stuff that is prompted or shows up, and then I'm moving forward with it. So that's the idea. Whenever you're prompted with something new like this, especially with how fast this AI stuff is moving, when you're prompted with it, click it and try it. You might not, it might be something that saves you 30 minutes a week or 3 hours a week going forward. So I'm literally still waiting on it to create that presentation so that we can show you this. All right, I'm just going to go, while we're waiting, I'm going to switch over. I'm just going to do slide.new. Remember, if you want to create a new slide or a new doc or anything like that, what it is, .new. I'm going to bypass this because I want to show you this slide. And then you're creating a presentation, you know, writing and grammar. AKA, don't write like you're texting your friends. There we go. So you're creating this presentation. Now, if you're building out a presentation for students and you know that you're going to share it with them or you're going to make a copy for every student, what I'll do is I'll go to any previous presentation you've given that has your directory slide and your Google Help slide. And then I'll click on the thumbnail. So you can see that y'all see how it's blue around this one and not the others. That means I have it selected. And then what I'll do is I'll hold Command and I'll click the other one. So that'll help me select both. So now again, I click Command. It might be Control on a different computer, but you click that and then click again, and that'll select both. So it's like I can grab pieces and they get sticky essentially. I'm sticking and I've got both of those. Now what I'm going to do, if you're on a Mac, it's Command C. If you're on a Chromebook or a PC, it's Control C. So I'm going to copy. And then I'm just going to go over to my presentation. Where is it? And now whenever I'm presenting to students, I can now paste. So I'm going to Command V. Fun fact, and I learned this from Miss Fitzhugh when I was in high school. View, you think, well, paste should be Command P. Well, that's print. Command or Control V is view. You're viewing what you've copied. Fun fact. So boom, I have now thrown it in there. Now, this is what I would do because it's going to give you this prompt anytime you copy paste slides into a presentation. What I recommend is link and keep original styles. Link and keep original styles. And I'll show you why here in a second. So what it's going to do, it's going to show it over to where I had it with the little design I had. Now, here's one of the reasons I do that one. Number one is, look, it's a linked slide. So if I ever go in and like say 5 years, a year from now, you're in there, your presentation, and you're like, you know what? Wayground got deleted. It's no longer an option. And you take it off your directory. When you go to any of your other presentations, look at this. Do y'all see this part up here? It gives me the option to update it. So watch where it says Wayground when I hit update. Watch what happens. Boop. So you could have these directory slides attached across 100 different things that you've given students throughout the year. And then whenever you update or change one, anytime you go to the other one, you can easily click update. It'll update it based on the most recent edit. And so it's a really great way to keep those directories linked across 100 different, presentations that you've given students throughout the year. Oh, cool. It's done. So we've got our presentation. Where are you at? Is it done? It said it was done, but it looks like it did not do anything. What are you doing, bro? I don't know what it's doing. Yes, Sarah, I can absolutely show that again. Okay, so let me just X out of this. Okay, so when you want to incorporate, and this doesn't happen just with like these two slides. You can do this with full presentations. So like, say you have multiple. Say this might come in handy if you're doing like your final exam, okay, or a chapter test, and you want to compile all the pieces of 5 to 10 other presentations. What you can do is you can go into the thumbnails and copy the thumbnails. So I'm going to go and click on this thumbnail, and you can tell I have it clicked because it's got the blue border. And my goal is I just want to select the thumbnail. I'm going to copy those, and then I'm going to put it in a new presentation. Okay, so I'm going to grab those pages and I'm going to throw them into my new presentation. So I'm going to select, and then I'm going to hold you can hold Command select, or you can hold Shift select. Command, you can grab random stuff. With Shift, if you hold Shift and click something else, it'll highlight everything in between. Okay. So I'm going to copy these two thumbnails. Thumbnails are the little ones, the little version, like the little picture over here. These are thumbnails. That's what they call them. So I'm going to copy those, and then I'm going to go to my new presentation, and wherever I want to put them, now I'm going to paste them. So if you're on a Chromebook or a PC, it's Control V. If you're on a Mac, it's Command V. So Command V. And then when it gives you this prompt, you do whatever you want. Do you, boo-boo? I'm not your boss. I would go to link and keep original styles. Link and keep original styles. What that's going to do is that's going to link those slides in this presentation to that previous presentation. It links across your Google Drive, across all your slides. And so what you're able to do is anytime you make an adjustment, so like right here, let's say I go into my original one and I want to add in a new website we're using, fantastic contraption. We used to use this back in the day. It was an awesome one. Fantastic contraption, add that link. That's on my old presentation. Now, when I go to any presentation I've copied these on, I can hit update and watch what's going to happen. Look at my links on the left. It pops in. And so you can have it linked across all the slides, and you can give these two directory slides in your presentation. When a student's like, hey, Ms. Smith, well, how do I attach, how do I, how do I create a, word art in Google Slides? You'll go, instead of showing them or telling them to Google where they go out to the internet, you can say, go to the Google Help video slide. And then they'll click on that and they can go watch a video. So they're not bouncing out to the internet where they get distracted and lost and start watching Drake music videos. So great questions. Great questions. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. So as you're using any program, platform, anything like that, one of the things, like the kind of the filter that I run everything through, and this is whenever I'm using stuff or whenever, let me take some off real quick. I use this filter to get better as a human, to work on my workflow, But then also, as an administrator, I do this with my teachers and students. The keys, in my opinion, as you look at anything you're going to add or take away in any of the programs or processes, number one, efficiency. And you're like, well, why is that number one? Isn't connecting with students number one, Tyler? If you're not efficient with your time, you will not have time to connect with students. You have to be efficient with your time, because y'all know we only have a set amount here on like per day that we are on the earth, but also per day, we only have a set amount of time. And you have a set amount of prep period time, and you set amount of time after school. And even if you work 24 hours a day, you still have a set amount of 24 hours. Like, you cannot, the more you can be efficient with what you're doing, the more you can do. And the more you can focus on stuff that you really like and connect with students. Number two, communication. It is very important that you communicate clearly. And y'all know this in the chat. Have you ever given an assignment and you left out, or you sent an email or given an assignment to students and you left out one small piece of communication and it added a ton of time for you on the end, or you had to redo the day because you didn't say this? Like, has that ever happened to you guys? It happened to me. Like, if I did not communicate clearly, step by step, and made it easy, either the confusion because it's their fault, or the poor communication, which is my fault, it ends up wasting more of my time. And so I think the better we can get at being clear and showing that clear communication, the more time we save, and the less frustration we give ourselves and other people. So the last one is community. Does it help build community? I say that efficiency and communication are important, but also I will be less efficient if I think it's better for the building the community in our classroom or at our school. And so I think that's the most important, it's super important. And that's the filter I run all this stuff through. So I got like a little step-by-step thing you can use. If you're looking at next year and you're like, well, do I keep this website? Do I keep this program? Do I do this? Do I do that? Here's the filter. And I used to use this filter whenever I was looking at programs and platforms for our school district, whenever I was a central office. Number one, is it necessary? Do we have to? Yes, it's necessary. The state makes us do it. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to skip to number three. How can it be more efficient? We had to do a new teacher mentor program that was state required. And I was our person that was in charge of making sure that new teachers had a mentor teacher and that they were meeting and doing all their processes. But it was a mess, a cluster, how they delivered it to us. They were like, you got to do it our way, but then they wouldn't clearly show you all the stuff. So I built out just a simple step-by-step spreadsheet. And I was like, here's a link to this. And then there was some stuff that I was noticing a couple of my mentor teachers were like having issues with. And they're like, hey, I don't know how to go into that program and do that. So I would make a how-to video and I would link that in there. And so it was like, here's the date, here's what you're doing, here's the purpose, and then here's a link to a how-to. And it's like I built it out throughout the year to make it easier for my teachers, but it became so organized and clear that literally the state started using it. And then the state was sending my spreadsheet out to assistant soups and directors all around the state. And so I had random assistant superintendents calling me all over the state being like, okay, so on this, how do I do? I'm like, okay, I don't work for the state. They ain't paying me for this. Yeah. Somebody said, yes. Shelley said, yes. Everybody get out your library books and read for 5-10 minutes so I can get this together real quick. Yeah. It's if you don't do the communication, or if you just what makes sense to you because you're the operator, the creator of the assignment or the process. Sometimes we don't always think through okay, well, on this back end, it's going to look different, or they don't have the context here. So I love that. So next up, if it's not necessary. So you're on number one. Is it necessary? And you're like, no, it's not really necessary. The state doesn't make us do this. It's not necessarily necessary. Then let's go to number two. Is it making us better? Oh, this isn't really necessary. I don't think it's really helping our students. I don't know evidence that it helps. I don't think they necessarily like it. It's not building the community anymore. And then just drop it. You don't have to do it. As I show you some stuff today, one of my least favorite phrases on planet Earth is, well, that's the way we've always done it, or that's what we've always done. I cannot stand it. You know what I hear when I hear that is, you're probably wasting everyone's time. Don't have faculty meetings just because we've been doing them for once a month for 10 years. Don't. If there's nothing to talk about, don't have a meeting. Don't waste people's time. Think through, if it's not making you better, drop it, okay? Unless you have to do it because it's state required. Real quick, in the comments, let me know, what's something you would like to leave here with today? Throw it in the comments. I want to make sure I hit that as we keep going through these programs. Can't stand it. Macy, I'm same. What is something you'd like to leave here with today? Throw that in the comments. I want to make sure I try to get everything to you that you need, that you can walk out of this training with at least one thing you can use or apply or have in your class, because y'all know we've all sat through 6-hour professional developments and walked out and go, well, never going to use any of that. Waste of 6 hours. Glad I got paid for it as a contract day. So yeah, it's not what you want. So let's go through. All right, I'm going to start throwing you some stuff. Throw that in there. I'm going to keep going forward and just start showing you everything I can. So the first thing, cheat sheets. I just showed you the thing that, like, where you can toss it in as a slide. Not everybody wants to put it into every presentation. So another thing you can do is you can have a Google cheat sheet for your students. So I have it as a website, or you can get the Google Doc here. The website is a little more interactive and it doesn't get overwhelmed if you send a bunch of students there at the same time. So what you can do is you can go here, and it's just Google Help videos. It's just like that thing I showed you earlier. These are the things that I found most students have issues with. And it's just called Google Cheat Sheet for Students. So what I'd recommend is you copy the link and you go into Classroom. So you're in Classroom, and you go into your class, and then you go to right in the comments. What do y'all use as your LMS? Are y'all Google Classroom? Oh, sorry, I'm going to address y'all stuff. So y'all, this is what you want to work on today. What you want to get better, what you'd like to get out of this. Continue to work on gyms. We will talk about gyms in this session, but we are going to really lean into them in the next session. So if you're in the afternoon sesh, for show, probably a little bit here. Anything to help me more efficient? I got you, Sarah Beth. How to AI some presentations that are good. Okay, Nathan, we can do that. I've got a Chrome extension I really like. What's a gym? A gym, it's in Gemini. It is a set of instructions for a chat box that can build you stuff from whatever information you give it. So I love that I'm getting to introduce that to you, because I love gyms a lot. Love the idea. Yes. Making more efficient. A resource I can use in my classroom on a regular basis. I got you. Time-saving grading strategy. Ooh. So there's a couple time-saving grading strategies that I'm going to show you, and then you got to pick and choose what you like. And it's with that same Chrome extension. Time management is useful. It gets me home to my boys. I totally get that. That's the thing too. Like, you should be able to leave when your contract hours are up. Like, let's rock and roll. So most of you guys are Google Classroom, a lot of Google Classroom. Oh, y'all are switching to Google Classroom. Let's go. Congratulations. Okay. So in Classroom, good. That helps. If y'all were like, we use Schoology, I'd be like, oh no. All right. So I'm going to go to create, and I want to create a material. Create and material. And so I'm going to go in and put, Google cheat sheet. Make sure you check here for any tutorial videos before you Google something or ask me, period. This is your first stop, period. And then you can go add through Drive. If you make a copy through Google Docs, you can do that, or you can just hit, a link. And then I'm going to paste that link to the Google cheat sheet. And then you can do, the topic is classroom resources. And then I can attach it to whichever classes I want. And then I'm going to hit post. Now, the reason that we do this is because you're sitting in class, it's week 7, and some kid's like, I'm trying to submit the assignment. How do I attach multiple things in Google Docs? Instead of you walking over there and being like, oh, little Johnny, this is how you do it. And you walk them through it and they forget it immediately. Or them going out to the internet, getting distracted, and then end up watching, 4 seasons of Stranger Things. You can say, hey, in Google Classroom, go check the Google cheat sheet. And they would go into the classroom. They go under classroom resources, and you've got a Google cheat sheet. They would click on it, and then they could go there. It's guided self-instructions. Does that make sense? Like, you're telling them, I want you to go do it, but you're not just saying Google it. It gives them a place they can go through there. And that's how I would set it up. Put it in classroom, just like that. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it did do it. All right. So here's our presentation. I like that it brought in kind of my slides. It kind of jacked it up a little bit, but it brought it in. It put my name in there. Your ultimate grammar showdown, mastering the trickiest twins in the English language. Meet the word that shows ownership. Not bad. It's got some weird color stuff and like the way it did, like some of the highlighting. Is this your back? It's not bad. This is the one that Jim and I created. This is that presentation that Jim and I created. I like that. The 2-word shortcut. Then it gave me the Spanish version. Cool. Memory tricks to spot the difference. Who owns it? What are you doing or being? Not bad. Not bad for creating it from nothing. So, okay, touche, Google. All right, we'll hopefully dive into that more later with Google Gemini. All right, so that's the one for students. I also have a Google cheat sheet for teachers. And so this would be for you. And so you could go in and I've got it as a website, and it's got a little bit more. So it's got a couple more programs because students don't use all of these. And so I went in and made those for students. So, for teachers. These are I have 400 or 500 video tutorials on using Google. These are the ones that I feel like teachers have the most issues with most frequently. And then I've got YouTube resources. So these are different things you can use with YouTube channel recommendations, tech help, English, math, science, history, primary. These are all ones that I think are pretty good or have been recommended to me. So if they're not good, blame those people. Okay, and then you've got it as a doc as well. Here's a walkthrough video I made walking through back during the pandemic. I made this. It's a walkthrough of Google Cheat Sheet for Teachers. That's it. That's the website. You can go to the little star and you can bookmark this. And anytime you want help with Google, you can just bounce here and hopefully get some help. So that is a Google Cheat Sheet for Teachers. And then this is a remote learning cheat sheet for parents. I made this because what's that show in the mornings with like the Hoda and the other person? I don't know if she's still on it. Oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, I guess I've moved it. I'll have to adjust that. This link, let's see, I've got it here. Let me adjust that real quick. And I will fix that link so that I had to change websites last year. And I guess I didn't put it. So there you go. So this right here, the Today Show, that's it. They reached out because one of my cheat sheet for teachers went kind of virally, not crazy, but it did really well. And they noticed and they reached out and they were like, hey, we want you to come on and talk about this cheat sheet. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And they were like, well, teachers are working during the day. So could you actually make one for parents? So I made this entire website. It's a cheat sheet for parents on helping their students use Google. It's similar, but it's geared more towards parents. And I made this website for them. And then they ended up not talking to me. So that's hurtful. Thanks a lot, Hoda. I'm just kidding. It's probably not her fault. She probably didn't even know. All right. Get that, put it in there, make it a hub. That materials section, it's not just for your syllabus. Put different stuff that your students can go to frequently and go through there. So there you go. Okay, next up, let's talk about some Google Chrome. If you use Google Chrome as your primary browser, put Chrome fam in the comments. Any Chrome fams in there? Throw it in the comments. Y'all Google Chrome? Is anybody using Edge in that Microsoft's? Any Internet Explorers? Any Netscape, if you will? Let me know in the comments. I'll be honest, I would recommend Chrome. Some Firefoxies. Any Firefox peeps? Firefox peoples? I like Chrome, especially if you're a Google school, you should be using Chrome. And okay, so Chrome's the primary, Edge when necessary. That's fair. That's fair. You got to do what you got to do. So has anybody ever had this happen? Because you probably have a school Gmail account and you have a personal Gmail account. Have you ever had it happen to where you are trying to open something in one of those accounts and then it says, sorry, you don't have permission, or sorry, you don't have access? And you're looking, you're like, I do have access. I created it in this account. But what it's trying to do is it's switching you over to your other Gmail. Has that ever happened to you guys? Let me know in the comments. Has that ever happened to y'all? Has it ever switched you automatically without you wanting to get switched? This used to happen to me all the time. It used to happen to me all the time. And it was so frustrating and I was so irritated. And yes, I have both of my emails bouncing around, but it's like, I'm in that. I want to stay in here. This is how you fix it. Y'all ready? This is how you keep that from happening. Now, it's different a little bit with Chromebooks because you sign in with one email on a Chromebook. Now, if you're on a PC, like you have a desktop, a PC, or a Mac, you can totally do this. Y'all ready? This is the instructions on how to let that never happen again. The problem is you are switching here. You're clicking on, see that little circle? You're clicking there and you're swapping between accounts. Do not do that again to switch between accounts. What you need to do is you need to go, and you can't see it because it's not showing my window, but above it, if you're looking at your computer right now, you'll see your little face in your Gmail or up in the upper right, and then go a little bit above it. Do y'all see another version of your face? You need to change. The reason you're having it swap around is because you're switching in the lower bowl, if you will. You need to go above it into the Chrome profile. Chrome attaches to a Gmail account. And the problem is it's going to keep defaulting back to that account a lot, whatever you're in. So you need to click on the little circle above, where is it? Above this circle, not here, but it's above it. You need to click on that. It looks, oh, right there. See, look, you need to click right there. That is what you want. Do not click underneath that. If you click there, you can actually pick which Gmail account you want it to attach to. And then you can switch it like you have them in different windows. So if you're on your school computer and you have a PC, you can have one window, which is your school account, and it's logged into your school Google Chrome. And then you have a separate window, because you know you can have two windows in Windows. And then you have that other window, and it is attached to your personal account. So you have a school account and a personal account. What I do, so that I don't get confused, I will, what I'll do is I will change, like I'll go in and I'll go to like, what is it? I'll search Chrome, Chrome themes. And I will actually change the color of one of mine. So like I'll make my personal account, it's like this like rose gold one with a bunch of cacti all over it. Anytime I see that as my like color scheme, as my theme, I know that I'm in my personal account. Anytime I have it as like my navy blue one, that's my work account. My yellow one is my burner account that I use for trainings, like longer trainings. So that's that one. Another tip for Google Chrome, pinning tabs. Try this right now with this presentation. If you have this presentation pulled up or this YouTube, you can pin tabs right now. So again, you can't see it. Okay, great question. Hold on, pause. We're switching back to switching. Would this work with my school iPad? I don't think so. I don't think so because it might, but it's too hard to switch between Chrome profiles on an iPad. So I don't think you'll be able to. I'm sorry. What I would recommend then, if that's the case, here's another workaround for iPads and iPhones if you do this. Be signed in with like your work account on Google Chrome app, but then on this Safari app, be signed into your personal account. So that's the way I get around it on iPads and iPhones. I have the different accounts signed in under the different apps. So like Chrome, I know that that's my work account. That's all my work stuff is attached to there. That's what I'm signed in as. And then in Safari is my personal account. So I can switch to my personal account there. So that's what I would recommend to do that on iPad or iPhone. So try that. That should work. Yeah, of course. Okay. Next tip, pinning tabs, y'all. Pin tabs. So what I want you to do, is in Chrome right now. You're on Chrome, you're on your computer. If you're on your phone, you can't do this. But on your computer, if you're on there, go up to the tab where you can, switch between like different pages. And I want you to click on the tab itself. I want you to right click on the tab. Remember, if you're on if you have a trackpad or a keypad, you double click, 2-finger click. So 2-finger click on the actual tab at the top. Can't show you because it's not showing the window because of the way you're presenting. Right click or 2-finger click on that. It's going to pop up some options. I want you to scroll down to pin, P-I-N, pin. Now watch what happens to that. It goes from this to this. So you can see it in this picture. Most of your tabs go here. And then when you open up multiple tabs, after 5 or 6 tabs, it starts getting real crowded up there. It starts, you can't see, you can't click. I'm going to grab stand up for a while. My back hurts. So what you'll do is you can, what was I saying? Oh, pin those tabs. That way the stuff you use frequently, you can pin and make smaller. And so you can make it smaller and it'll like save you room. And also the other nice thing is you're not going to accidentally like delete it, because once you do that, look at this. Once you do that and you pin those tabs, there's no X, like that X right there that can get out of those tabs. You can and bounce out. You don't have that here. You don't have that here. And you're like, oh, well then what if I do want to get rid of it eventually? You can just right click on the tab again and then you can X out of it. Yeah, Sarah Beth, don't feel bad. I had never heard of this until someone showed me, and then I heard of it. Like, that's the thing with any of this stuff. If you're like, some of it, you're like, oh my gosh, like I've known about this for years. Cool. That's awesome. However you found out, that's great. But if nobody's ever told you, you've not heard it, how would you know? There's no like, hey, have you ever tried pin tabs? So there you go. Just throw that out there. Sorry. I need oxygen. How are y'all? How's everybody doing? I need to drink some coffee. That just told me. Next up is your bookmarks bar. And you can organize. We did this earlier when we were adding the templates page to your bookmarks bar. There's a ton of ways you can organize it. I'm going to tell you the way I organize mine. For any website I use frequently, I will add it to my bar, and then I will delete all the text. So I'll take, whenever it goes to add to your bookmarks bar, I delete the text off of there. And that way it's just an icon. So right here, you can see my icons. That takes me to Drive. That takes me to Google Keep. That takes me to, it was like an old login I used to have for my doctorate. Amazon, my website, MailChimp, Squarespace. I know what those are because I know those icons. So if you delete the text, instead of giving it a title that takes up a ton of real estate up there, you can delete all the text and it'll just be the icon. And then I personally, I live and die with groups. So I will right click. If you right click on your Chrome right now in like the empty space, if you right click on it, you can go and say add folder. And when you add that folder, like I know a lot of teachers, they'll have one that says LPs. It's lesson plans. They click the folder and it lists out all their lesson plans. They can jump to whatever it is. If it's like a pacing guide, not like daily lesson plans, that'd be crazy. So you can go and bounce around. Folders are amazing. And then it also, I know some teachers, they have folders for every class they teach. Geometry, Algebra 2, Algebra. And they'll have them as different folders, and they'll have the websites that they use frequently for those, different classes. And then when they click on that group, they can actually say open all, and it'll open all of those in a new window. And so it's a good reset for them. So mess around with the bookmarks bar. It's a great way to save time. Also, if you ever X out of a tab, you can do Control-Shift-T or Command-Shift-T, and it'll bring it out. Have y'all ever done that? In the comments, have you ever accidentally deleted an entire a tab that you were like, I was working here, you X out of it, you're like, oh no, and you're trying to figure out where it is and go find it, and everybody hold on, I'm trying to find the link. Now you can go Command-Shift-T or Control-Shift-T, and it'll bring it back. It'll bring it back. All right, next up. So that was Chrome. Now let's talk through some stuff you can do to save time and be more efficient using Gmail. And I'm trying to put some tutorials in here. I think that might help, but if not, whatevs. Okay. So I'm going to go to my Gmail. So Don't judge. Here we go. Told you I'm trying to catch up. Boop. All right. So in Gmail, there is one, in my opinion, there is one correct way to have your Gmail set up. And that is to set it up like a to-do list. And the best way to do that is using unread first. Okay. If in the comments, if you already have your Gmail set up as unread first, put team unread first. Put that in the comments if you've used this. So whenever Nicholas said, I use the tab revive shortcut. When students close a tab, they shouldn't be on and quick try to gaslight you. They're like, oh, wasn't it you were? Yeah, them kids be gaslighting. They are the kings and queens of gaslighting. Oh, that's good. I love that. So whenever you are in there, put team unread first if you already have it set up. If not, I'm going to show you the best way to set up your email. Go to the settings up here in the upper right. Go to settings. So click on the gear in the upper right. It brings up your settings. And then you want to scroll down to inbox type. Inbox type. What you want to select is unread first. Unread first. That is the one that we want. Once you do that, what it does is it splits your email into two sections. You have unread and you have everything else. Unread and everything else. What this will do is now when you get a new email, it's automatically going to pop into the unread section. Because it's new. You have not read it. And then what you do is you essentially work your way down the list of knocking things out in your emails. This is how, like I said, I'm like behind on my emails, but I have not missed an email because every single email that comes in is under the unread section. I see every single one. I check it first before I move on. Now, once I read it or reply to it or do whatever I need to do with it, it goes into my everything else and I can hide that whole section. Look at this. I can hide that whole section and not have to worry about it. Like I can get it out of my purview because that's so stressful to me seeing all those emails mixed in with stuff I need to answer. And so this is the best way. It treats your email as a to-do list. So highly recommend doing it as unread. Okay, another one. In the comments, what is an email that you have to write frequently throughout the year? Like truancy, student discipline, weekly announcements, whatever. In the comments, what is something that you send out frequently throughout the year? Because we are going to create from scratch something that I think would save you some time. Test reminders and study guides, weekly announcements, grade updates, failure notice. Okay, all these are good. All right, sweet. Thank you, Shelly. Team Unread. Let's go. Dress code violation. Okay, a lot of good ones here. So let's do this one. This one's the most recent. Dress code. Oh, no, that's unread first. Sorry. Dress code violation. So this is an email you have to write and send throughout the year frequently, okay? So you can write this. If you've already got it written, you're one step ahead. But I'm going to do it using Gemini because I think that's a huge time saver as well. So if Gemini's turned on for your district, you'll see this little pin down here. And that can help me write it. Please write a template for an email that I would have to send parents whenever one of their children has broken the dress code violation for our school district, period. What's your school? What's your school that you're with? I want to see if we can actually pull your actual, if it'll pull for us or if we have to go find it. So let me know what's your actual school and I'll toss it in there. Okay. Well, so we're not waiting on me. I will go ahead and let's see. We'll go with my buddy Bruce Orr. How about that? I teach at the high school at Lakeside High School in Arkansas, period. Please pull our exact policy and the number and everything from that, period. Keep this friendly and upbeat and help them understand the reason behind this, because sometimes parents get upset, at what their kids are or are not allowed to wear, period. And try to be understanding of them and work towards a common resolution, period. Make this template universal so that I can really just put in the student's name and then I'll fill in the blank of what actions I took, period. Okay, so I just used Gemini. I'm using Gemini to build it. You don't have to use Gemini to build the initial template, but I am, and then I'm going to bounce back and forth with it. It's going to generate an email for me. Go Rams. Let's go. Okay. So it kept it upbeat. Situation with the dress code. The fresh code. Why do we call it the fresh code, not the dress code? Hey, I hope your day is going great. I'm reaching out because we ran into a little dress code situation today with blank. So what I do, they do the brackets so that, because I think it's easier for me to see when I do this, I do the underlines. So I know that I can go in, double click, and then type a kid's name. Blah, blah, blah. All right. We totally get that middle school and high school years are wild time for students to express themselves, and we definitely want them feeling confident and valued. At the same time, we're working hard to keep our learning environment at Lakeside focused and professional for everyone. Exclamation point, because I'm a millennial. According to our district handbook, students need to observe customs of good taste in school dress. Just to keep you in the loop, some of the specific things the policy mentions. So I went and found some stuff. The policy actually notes that if a student is dressed inappropriately, they have to make a change before heading back to class. Today, we handled it by, I'm going to put in a blank. Remember, we're making a template for stuff that you send throughout the year. We really want to work together to protect. I'm just going to put your students. That way it can be evergreen. Your students' dignity and keep things private so nobody feels singled out or embarrassed. Our goal is to make sure that she feels encouraged and respected while she's still following the rules we've all agreed to. If you have any questions or want to chat about how we can handle this better in the future, please hit me up. We appreciate you helping keep Lakeside a great place for all our students to learn. Okay, so I now have whenever you're creating these templates, try to make it as evergreen as possible, which means that you can do the least amount to have it ready to go. So we got our template. Now, before you move on and fill it out, and again, if you've already done this before, cool. You don't have to go create a template from scratch. Sorry. What you'll do is, after you've done that, I'm going to go here to the 3 dots. Looks like a CrossFit snowman. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go to templates. So I'm going to templates, and I want to go to save draft as template. This part's a little annoying at first, but it's easier once you do it once. Save draft as a template. Save as a new template, and I'm going to title it dress code. Hit save. Now, 2 months from now, everything's fine, dandy, whatever, and then some kid comes to school dressed like a pirate. Okay? You're not supposed to dress like a pirate. That's for Halloween. Or maybe you do dress like a pirate. I don't know what your school code is. So I'm going to go to compose, like I'm writing a new email. Instead of starting from scratch, I can now go down to the 3 dots. 3 dots, templates, dress code. Watch this. Ready? 1 click. I now have my template that I can send out. Attendance, weekly updates, truancy, what else? Y'all said a bunch of stuff. Weekly reminders, game posters. That one is a little different. I don't know if I can do that one. Overdue library books. Oh, I can imagine how many of those you're sending out. You can literally just have it to where it's the student's name, the name of the book, and then that's all you fill in. And yes, you could go in each time and do Gemini and do the talk. This saves maybe 30 more seconds. It's all about saving pieces of time. Save 2 minutes here, 1 minute here, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here. It adds up over time that you can add those templates in. And then you can have all of those templates in your library. Now, if you just went to your Gmail, in the comments, everybody go. Let's do this. Let's make sure you have this. Go to compose. Click the 3 dots. Do you have a templates? Do you have an option for templates? Yes or no? Let me know if you have an option for templates. Oh, Nicholas had a good point. He said, watch this. Watch what happens when I pull this. I'm going to do this while you're telling me if you have templates or not. Templates, dress code. Look at this. That is absolutely, I've noticed that, Nicholas. When you do that, because you saved that template, it'll have 2 of your signature lines on there. So what you might do is before you save, so I'll go in, delete all of my signature line, and then I will go in and I will save that template. So I'm going to go, I'm going to save draft as a template. I'm going to adjust this one, save. Now I won't see 2 of those signature lines because I took out mine from the template. So it's essentially saving your signature from the template, and then it's adding your new signature on there. So go in and delete that, and that way you can do it. Heads up. Good job. Good point, Nicholas. So now when I do it, boom, because it's only 1 signature line because it did not save it originally. So delete it from the template, and that way you don't have 2 of them. It starts stacking them, and it looks like you don't know what you're doing. Okay? Good call. Good call, Nicholas. 10 points to Gryffindor. Okay. So no and yes. So about half of you guys have it, half of you guys don't. Okay. I'm going to show you how to add that on there real quick. If you want to walk through it with me, I'll go in. No. Laura, you probably have it. So check. You should have it. Y'all ready? Now, granted, I think districts can block it, but you should have it. I'm going to show you how to turn on templates. Y'all ready? This is how you turn it on if it's not existent for your stuff. Let's go back up to the gear in the upper right-hand corner. So click on the gear in the upper right. So click a new tab so you can still hear me. Don't X out of me. Okay. Go to the gear. And you're going to go to see all settings. See all settings. You're going to click on that. And then I want you to think, what kind of student were you? What kind of student? Think to yourself, what kind of student was I back in school? I know exactly what kind of student you were. You were advanced. So click on the advanced tool. And then the second one should say templates. You need to say enable. Enable, and then you click save changes. Okay, are y'all with me? Does everybody see that? You went to settings. It's the gear in the upper right. You went to settings, advanced, enable templates. Unread. I'm actually going to turn on my unread. I like to see that. No good? Does everybody get it? Did y'all get that turned on? Yes or no? Does everybody have it now? You can turn on templates. Make sure that y'all are good. Let me know. We going. We rolling. Okay, sweet. Yes. Okay. So now you have the option to add in templates. So if it won't let you save changes, Sarah Beth, that means that you already had it enabled. So either you already saved it or you already had it enabled. So like once I hit save, I can't select save changes again because it was already in there. So good. Okay, sweet. Easy fix. Y'all are good to go. So that's nice because you don't have to email your tech person. It's just turning that on. I don't know why. They used to do that. Like they have random stuff that is not automatically like turned on or it's not in there. It's like in their like experiments area and then moving on. So one other thing that you can do while you're in there, if you go to settings, oh gosh, take your email off, Tyler. Go to settings, see all settings. This one used to be in the advanced tab and then they've moved it over into like the general tab. And I recommend having this on as well. If you go to general, here comes a general under settings. And you go down, it's like the third one. It says undo send. I would have this turned on. What this means is when you go to send an email, watch this. When I go to send an email, I can compose, whatever, send an email, and you hit send. Look at the bottom left-hand corner. It gives me 30 seconds to bring that email back. It's going to essentially hesitate, pump fake that email to make sure you're good with it. Because how many of y'all have hit send on an email and then you immediately like, oh no, and you go to undo it? I can hit undo, boop. It pulls the email back and I can go edit and change it and do whatever I need to do to it. So undo send is a great thing to have turned on just in case you need to do that. I use that feature a lot too, Shirley. I use that feature all the time. I'm like, oh no, I forgot to add somebody on that email. They're going to get their feelings hurt. Or I forgot to do this or this or this. So I'll go in, and I'll turn that thing off. So there you go. All right, cool. Cool. All right, so we're about to get rolling, but we've been rocking for almost an hour and a half. So I'm gonna do like a 5-minute break. Is that okay with you guys? We'll do like a 5-minute break, and then we'll go back. Get your coffee heated up. I'm gonna heat up my coffee, and then we'll get back. Be back in a second. Boop. And I'll do a 5-minute countdown. This is how I do whenever you do breaks or stuff where your students are working. I'll do the slide. I'll do insert, and then I'll insert a video, and then I'll just search YouTube. 5-minute countdown. 5-minute timer. Boop. Ooh, we'll do electric. Insert. And then now I will hit play. So that's an easy way you can insert any type of like activity. If you're doing like whatever, you can do an activity. So I will see you guys in 5 minutes. Yeah, music. It's killing it. All right, see you on 5. All right. Thank you guys. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, there we go. So let's get rocking. Could y'all in the comments, could y'all hear that audio? I'm just curious. In case I show a video later, I want to know if you guys can hear that audio from there. Could y'all hear the audio from that video, or was it silent? There's other ways to do it. Get the video in there, but I'm just curious if y'all could hear that. All right, found some trash. Okay, dokie. Nope. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, next one. Next thing that I recommend you do, and it's one of my resources that I highly recommend you use. And again, I've before been accused of like, oh, that's what is it? Handle with care or capturing kids' hearts or something like that. I don't know. I came up with this on my own. 15. Or when did I start teaching? 2007 is when I came up with this. So, oh, they came up with theirs in the 90s. Who cares? We both came up with it. It's not that complicated. It is a Google form. I know that you have to record discipline for students when they act up. Also, that's a waste of time. I used to love having students record their own discipline. And I did this not in a Google form, but on a piece of paper back in the day. But, Google form now because technology. And so if a kid acts up, I have, whatever. Let's see. Bring up this form. I'll go into classroom. I have classwork, create, and this will be a material, student discipline form. Fill this out if I told you to do it because you were not doing what you were supposed to in class, period. I will not send this to your parents, unless you build up several of these, and then I will work with them on how to help you, period. Please fill this out correctly, do not submit it until I get the chance to look at it and make sure you didn't write something boo-boo on there, period. Your email is attached to this, so don't put someone else's name or fill it out for someone else, or you will actually have detention, period. Filling this out does not mean you automatically have detention, I try to do this as a warning if you continue to act up or not pay attention in class, period. If you have any questions, let me know, but this is pretty self-explanatory, period. Handle your business, period. And then I'm going to go and put the link to that Google form. And then I can put that for all my classes. I can pick it. I can do one for each class. Some people like to do one for each class. That way it doesn't get populated too much. And then I'm going to go. Topic is classroom resources, or you can create a new one. Create topic. This will be discipline stuff. Post. Then when a kid acts up, you give them a warning. Oh, they're still messing with the kid beside them, blah, 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 blah. All right, hey, and it's not bad enough to go to the principal or have detention, but it's bad enough to document it and be like, hey, little Johnny, go to Google Classroom, fill out the discipline form. Let me know when you're done. I'll read it before you hit submit. And then they raise their hand, they come over and you look at it, you're like, all right, blah, blah, blah. I do this sometimes and I show it and send it out on the internet. And sometimes teachers are like, but then the kid will just walk out. Then send it to the principal. Like that's insubordination on top of everything else they did. That's worthy of letting your principal know or having detention or contacting their parents. What I found is once students understood that 98% of the time when they filled this out, 98% of the time, it never went anywhere. It just went on file. I literally just kept it on file. Then if I needed to, for if it built up or if there was a parent-teacher conference because they were like, my kid should have an A, what do they say? I kept receipts and it was in the student's own handwriting. They knew what they were doing wrong. It's 3 questions. What were you doing? What should you have been doing? And what are you going to do to prevent this from happening in the future? And that's it. You let them go. It goes on a record and the student fills it out. And so that's the way I would do all my discipline in 2026, the year of our Lord. Okay. Now let's talk about how we can do stuff with Google Docs and be more efficient. I'm going to show you a few things that, did Sarah Beth said, did you also do parent contact with it? It depends. For the way I did my discipline issues were, number one, if you were acting up or you weren't doing what you're supposed to, whether it was acting up or laying your head down or whatever. Number one is you got a warning. So I would either verbally warn, or I used to write their initials at the top of the board. That way I could remember and had record of it. I don't know if that's allowed because it's like shaming. I don't know or not. I used to write their initials and they would be like, oh, that's my warning. Warning, nothing happens. Just me saying, hey, redirect. Okay. Verbally, or I write it. If they acted up again in the exact same class, class period, and I was high school, so I know elementary might be like it's longer, but I would say if you acted up again, I would literally walk over and I would grab a piece of paper and I'd walk over, and on the piece of paper it had 3 things: with name, class period, what were you doing, what should you be doing, and what are you gonna do to prevent this happening in the future. And I would sit on their desk and they'd have to fill that out. That's what went on file. I did not contact the parents after that, and they knew it. I was like, this is not something I'm going to contact your parents about unless you build up. And you could have like 5 or 10, or if your grade's a D, I'm going to tell your parents this is what you're doing instead of paying attention. So you pick your own parameters. And then if they acted up again a 3rd time in the same class period, warning, self-reported discipline. If they acted up again 3 times in the same class, that's when I'd be like, all right, you have detention, or go sit out in the hall. We're going to discuss this. There were consequences there, and I would reach out to the parents. If they did it again, a 4th time in the same class, they got issues going on, I'd send them to the principal. And if they refuse to do it, yes, Sarah Beth, if they refuse to do it, I send them to the principal. Because that's, if you were like literally, and here's the deal. They did it. They always filled it out because it's better to fill that out and not have any consequences than not fill it out and go to the principal. And I say, hey, if you don't fill it out, I'll have to send you to the principal. If you do fill it out, it just goes on file. It might come to a later date, but probably not, unless this becomes a habit. Stunting is a habit. And so I don't know if that's appropriate or not. That's what I would do. If they refuse, principal. Now, there were a couple times I'd have students that were mad that they had to fill it out. And so when I go over there to review it, because at the bottom mine was on paper, they would sign it and then I would sign it. And they would review it on paper. They would write like, what were you doing? I don't know. What should you be doing? I don't know. What do you do to prevent this from happening in the future? I don't care. They wrote, I don't know. I don't care. I'd see that and I go, that's not the correct thing. You know what you were doing. Do you have any questions about it? I need you to put it on paper. And they would come around and write it the second time. The first lap, when they were irritated, they didn't want to, but then they would, because it's way easier to fill out 3 questions on a form than go to the principal. So it almost always worked for me because I did have actual clear consequences after that. All right, next up, this is Google Docs. Let's talk through some Google Docs stuff. Let me X out of these. It's getting a little crowded. It's getting a little crowded up here. Okay, so first thing, in a Google Doc, they're great. I love Google Docs. It's better than Microsoft Word. Not even a question. You're like, oh, but Microsoft Word, I don't need to hear it. Don't come at me with that trash. All right. Number 1 is version history. And let's see. Here's a Google Doc right here that I've had since 2019. I can go up to version history. You see this little thing in the top right-hand corner? You can click on that. You can see every iteration of this document since it was created. I can see what it looked like on March 11th, 2019. Boom. Look at this. Still being created. Not a lot of links. Doing its best. Look at you can even title them. So like if I shared it with a coworker, Tammy, and I was like, yo, Tammy, I got this thing. It's all these resources, and I can share it with you. I can share it with Tammy. And let's say I get in there and Tammy screws that thing up. I can click these 3 dots and I can say, make a copy. Now I can pull it out, leave Tammy with her dumpster fire rolling down the hill, and I have my original document before she got involved, and I can make all the adjustments. Okay, that is version history. See anytime it was ever, anything that ever happened at any time with that. All right, another one. Great for team agendas. You can tag. Okay, so docs are great for team agendas. In the comments, let me know this. What do you do to track your team meetings, PLCs, whatever you call them? What do you do to track that? Do y'all track it? Do you have an agenda? What do you do? Let me know in the comments. That'll help me frame what I'm about to show you. Share Google Doc agenda. Awesome. Take minutes and send file to the principal. Individual, like every day. Share Google Doc. Cool. That's what a lot of people do. They have a doc, like a running agenda. One thing you can do that I've noticed, if you do that, don't start from scratch every year. Once you have a shared Google Doc of your agenda, title it not by the date, but by the week 1, week 2, week 3. And then what you can do is next year, instead of starting from scratch on your agenda, file and make a copy of that agenda and then title it the new school year and then just essentially edit and adjust it. So that way you can see, oh, what did we do last year, week 5? Oh, this. Like that's a trick that a lot of people use. Okay, sweet. A lot of you guys have stuff. If you don't, and you wanted to make one right now that you could share with your team and pretend like you made, I have a free template. So again, tarveracademy.com, put in your email, or if you saved it, you can just go straight there. It's under administration. Under administration, and go to, I lied, it's not under administration. Where is it? Where did I put that? It's under, I don't know. Let's see where I have it. Discipline. No, not that. What is it? It's team meeting. It's what it's called. Team meeting agenda. Team meeting agenda. Sorry, I haven't looked at it in a minute. Yeah, organization. Yeah, maybe it is under organization. That makes more sense. You're absolutely correct. Julia, not Julian. Julia, shout out. 10 points to Ravenclaw. Good job. Okay. Under the organization, which is lowercase I for no reason, team meeting agenda norms template. So if you don't have something, or if you want to switch it up, here is a template for one you can have. So it is just a Google slide that you can share with your whole team. You could delete the first one. That's just me being like, hey guys, like, subscribe. By the way, if you want to hit the like button and subscribe on the YouTube, you're more than welcome to. No pressure. Hit delete. Insert your school year and semester here. This will be, 2026-2027, math. No, sorry. Bauxite High School. And then your team here, this will be, high school math. Okay. Then we've got important links. You guys could link all this here. Boop, 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 boop. Link to important links. You can delete, keep this, doesn't matter. I always throw these in there. And then meeting norms. Y'all meet usually probably the first or second, whatever week of school or before school. And you're like, what are our norms? Don't talk over anyone. Whatever. Put all your important links in there. You can link out to stuff, I don't know, watch crash course history. And then you can link out to stuff, whatever it is. Put your norms in there because that's important. PLCs, it's important for norms. Okay. Then somebody said they already did. Let's go. Let's go. Make a copy. Take my name off. Pretend like you made it. That's what I want you to do. Everything I have resource-wise that you share with your students or your fellow teachers, pretend like you made it. Be like, yo, look what I made because I love you. And I spent my whole vacation at 38 on the beach making this for you. You have your meeting agenda. Main 3 goals. What were the 3 things, if we walk out of this meeting at the end of this 45 minutes, what are 3 things, if we do these, they were worth it, okay? So main 3 goals, cover, grade, level, norms. Let's see, look over state standards, and you can link to it. That's one of the great things. So you can link to it, Arkansas math state standards, and you can go get the link. You don't have to go through here. I'm just making it quick. And then third thing we got to do is cover our new year norms. And then as you complete stuff, I've got these as like check boxes. So like, oh, we did it. And you can just fill in the box. Boop. It's just fun. It's just a little good fun. What, we did that box? Boop, fill that in. Boop, boop, like that. All right. So you go in and you can cover those goals. And here's the cool thing. If you have one agenda, which a lot of you guys do have agendas and docs, you can share it with everybody. And so anybody can be updating. You can have, yes, we can have a secretary or something like somebody assigned to build it, your tech person, or you could all be in there. Notes, these are notes from the meeting. And then this is what I love too. Before the next meeting, Matt is gonna tell us who is assigned head of department. Okay. And then what you can do is from there, this is another little tip. Y'all ready? I'm throwing in tips as we do this. Whenever you want somebody specific to do something, you can highlight whatever it is, right click and go to comment. Okay. So you know how you add comments in Google Docs? You can also add comments in Sheets. And then I'm going to go say, tell us who the new head of math department is, please, by next week. Can reply to this comment. And you can tag your boss. This is how you tag people. Y'all ready? Because if not, you're like, go to slide, you like copy the link to the presentation, email your principal, say, go to slide 5 and tell us who the new head of the department is, blah, blah, blah. Keep it all in one place. This is how you tag people in there. We're going to go and just like, you know how you tag people on Instagram? You know how to tag people on Instagram? It's the @ symbol. Same thing. Hit your @ symbol and watch what happens. It pulls up all of my contacts. Matt. There he is. My boy, Matt. Hit that. And I can assign it to Matt. And then when I assign one, it's going to ask if you want to share with him. He can comment. That's all we want him to have. Comment. Boom. It is going to email him. Link to this. He can see what our thing is. Like you could tag your principals, you can tag assistant principals, you can tag facilitators, directors, whoever you need to that can now give input, and it's all in one place. It's all in one hub. That's so important, in my opinion, if you're going to be trying to, if you're going to be trying to keep because that's the hard part, y'all. All this stuff spread out across your drive and docs and the internet and the website and on paper, it's so hard to keep up with it and keep your brain in that straight line. And that's why I like this, because I can be attached in here. All right. And then it goes to the next one. And then there you go. You've got your meeting agenda and it's weekly. You can put the date, meeting norms. This always clicks back to the meeting norms. If you're like, say you're on week, 15, and then Sarah starts yelling at everybody, hey, Sarah, watch, click on the meeting norms. We don't talk over anyone. It's in the meeting norms, whatever. So if you don't have it, cool. Now, a lot of you guys already have something in Docs. I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to keep, because here's one of the things too. Let's say you have meetings every week. Are y'all in the comments? Are y'all weekly? Are y'all weekly, bi-weekly? How often do y'all meet with your team? And tell me when you meet with your team. Is it like every Tuesday? Give me a time. Somebody give me that because I'm going to show you in this next thing. So give me a date, time, all that stuff. Now, one of the things is if you have that agenda, yes, you can bookmark it in your bookmarks bar, but then you have to go find it, or you might have to go to your drive and find it every single time. So Michael said weekly on Tuesday. You ready? Here's what I recommend. You take that document right there. Actually, you don't even have to. We'll go to calendar. So calendar.google.com. And then if you meet a certain time, let's say you meet every, Tuesday at 11:30. So weekly math team meeting. And then I'm going to go to more options. And when I do that, yes, I can add a Google Meet conferencing. So if somebody's absent, but they really need to be a part of it, they can always just click on and be in the meeting. I'm going to go in and I'm going to say it does repeat weekly on Tuesday. So now it's going to be in my calendar every week. And I can go, where is it? I can go here and I can go to my drive and I can attach my meeting agenda, whether it's a doc or you made the slides or whatever. I'm tagging that in there. I'm going to add all my guests, add every teacher in there. So now you all see the same event. It's attached to everybody, same time, and you're all operating. Because y'all know this, once you have an agenda and you make a copy and somebody makes a copy in here, it gets super complicated which document it is. Tag that here. Reminder of meeting norms. And you can even, paste your norm, paste all your norms there, but then you have it linked here. So when I hit save, it's going to share with your team. So you can do that right now. Set it to start in August. And you can literally build that out if you get bored with something I say today. Let's build it out and have it to where it's tagged on there. So now every week you go here, I click on it, and then boom, I can bring up my agenda. Attach your agenda in the calendar invite that repeats. Macy said, this past year we met on our prep twice a month, I think on Thursdays. Okay, good. So yeah, so you would just pick, and you could repeat it based on like every Thursday, not just like once a month. You can pick whatever and have it repeat on those days. Cool. So that's just a quick little hack and workaround. All right, you can tag people in docs. We already mentioned that, and we did it in slides. And suggesting mode. Suggesting mode's cool. Trying to think. Okay, I'll show you suggesting mode. So sometimes, let me create a new doc.new. And then I'm going to have it build out something. I'll use my favorite one. So I'm going to have Gemini. By the way, this is Gemini. If Gemini's turned on for you, you can do it directly in docs. Please write a 2-paragraph essay on how the 5th Harry Potter book is a metaphor for World War II. It's like my favorite thing to have it write papers on. Hit enter. It's going to write that. So when I was at central office, we had to update our exit plan, I think? Some plan we had to send to the state. And we had a team of people that we had like view it, that needed to make updates and changes, but we wanted to review it. We wanted, it's really, y'all know it's really hard, especially like handbooks and all this other stuff. It's really hard to get those people all in one place at one time, and somebody's out and this and that. So what we did was I took the entire exit plan and I shared with everybody, and I said, hey, everybody, make all of your changes that you want to make, all your suggested changes you want to make by this date, okay? And I even would do this with the handbook. I would take the entire handbook. I'd have our school handbook and I'd put it into like a Google Doc, that we can edit and adjust. I'd share it with all my teachers. The trick is, though, you don't want them having full editing. You don't always want students or other teachers to have full editing access to everything. And so what you want to do is you go to, where is it? This little pin right here in the upper right-hand corner. Y'all see the little pin? Editing mode. You want to have suggested access. So there's editing, which means they can change stuff. Suggestions, which means that they can go in and make any suggestion they want. And then you've got viewing. So what I want to do, watch this. We're going to do this. I'm going to actually let you guys do this for a second. So I want to, anyone with the link. So I went into the share. I changed the access. Anyone with the link can, let's see, how do you, there's a way, used to you could force it on there. Hold on, let me actually search this because I forgot. How to share doc and give suggestion mode only. Let me make sure. I need to share the document at commenter position. So commenter. No, there's suggestion mode, bro. I want to do suggestion mode. Maybe I did share. Maybe we did it as commenter because I didn't want them to edit. And then I hit done. And then I tell them to go to suggesting mode. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go in and try to make these edits. So I'm going to share this link in the comments, and I want you to jump in. I want you to jump into the doc, and I want you to click on that, and I want you to make suggestions. So once you click that, you can actually go change up the document, but it's not going to automatically make it. So y'all jump in and do that for a few minutes, for like 2 minutes, and then we'll get in there. We'll mess with it, okay? Okay, sweet. You guys are doing it. Y'all are in there. You're making suggestions. I love it. Okay. Make some suggestions, change stuff, delete things, add stuff. I want to get, look at this. I can sit here as a teacher and I can watch everybody making adjustments, changes. You could go in and have ChatGPT create something like a 10-page paper and have it say like, make a bunch of mistakes, have errors. And I want my students to work on, finding wrong information, fixing grammar, whatever. And you can watch people jumping in. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. This is beautiful. So I'm gonna let y'all do that for like another 30 seconds to a minute. And then I'm gonna show you what you can do with this. I gotta stop drinking water, but also talking a lot, so I'm gonna be dehydrated. But yeah, also means I gotta take restroom breaks. For love of the game, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna take off y'all's access now. So what we would do is with the accent plan or with the handbook, I would share it with everybody. They can make any suggestions they want. They do not have access to make the changes automatically. They can go in and make suggestions. They can suggest different things that we should change, adjust, add, whatever. Then me as the administrator, I would go in, and then when I'm done, I'm like, all right, the date has passed. I'm going to take off access. Done. So you guys no longer have access. So you can't make any more changes. Then I can go in and I literally just go down the list. So Jessica suggested to make that italics. You know what? I like that. I hit the check mark. Here's the cool thing. For the person that has to do the back end of this, you don't have to do it. If you like what they did, just hit the check. Boop, it changes it for you automatically. Underline, love it. Check. Add paragraph. Check. Italic. Check. So it makes all the changes. Now, let's say I look at it and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Sarah, this is yours. But bold font for Winston Churchill. Let's say I don't like that. I hit the X. This is the easiest way to go make changes because they're making the changes for you. It is so awesome. Handbooks, literally, I would share this. So I'd have a copy myself that because every year as a principal, you have to go in and you have to take the handbook and you have to make the changes, then submit it to the board and they approve or reject, and then you send it. And I do this policy at the central office. I would take those and throughout the year, I'd have like a running draft document of my handbook because throughout the year, you have situations, you look in the handbook, oh, that could be worded better, or we need to add something here or do this or blah, blah, blah. It's really great because you can have a working document throughout the year and you can make it all suggestions. That way you're not just changing it because you have to present to the board, here are the changes I want to make. And I would share that whole thing with my teachers and then, a few parents. And I'd be like, instead of us meeting, wasting 2 hours of your time on an afternoon, just make the changes you think of it. Or if you see that some of the handbook you don't like, adjust it. And then I go in and decide if I want to pitch that or not and make those quick changes. So easy for making all those. Look at this. I just added all those changes, except for one from Sarah. Sorry. I changed all those things and did all those adjustments that I wanted. Okay, sweet. So really great. And I think suggestion mode is an underused thing in Google Docs. All right, next up, we have a Google Chrome extension that is absolutely phenomenal. It is called Autocrat, AUTOCRAT. What Autocrat does is when you have a Google form, you can, people submit into a Google form and then you can have it fill into a Google Sheet. This Chrome extension, it takes the information from a sheet and then generates emails or documents out of that. And so, for instance, I don't want to show anybody's information, but I do this with certificates. So at the end of this session today, you're going to get to see what Autocrat looks like. And with Autocrat, you're going to have an evaluation form at the end of this session. And you're going to go in, you're going to fill out the evaluation. And then when you hit submit, either 20 seconds later or 20 minutes later, sometime after you hit submit, you will be emailed a email that addresses you by name. It talks about the session you were in, how long you were in it, and it's, hey, Google, stop. Hey, Google, stop. Literally, I don't know why Google started explaining to me what Autocrat was. And so you can show mine from a few weeks ago. Oh, Sarah Beth. Okay, so good. I'll do that then. Let's go to Drive. I think I have it here. I'll put Sarah Phillips. You might not have put Sarah Beth. There you go. So here's one that Sarah sent. So what it did was when she put her information in to the form, it built this certificate from nothing. It sent it to her as a PDF. Tarver Academy Certificate of Learning, awarded to. It filled in her name for completing resource roundup on, put the date, put the amount of training time. Boom. You said I've set off my Google 2 times so far. Yeah, I just set mine off. I don't know why it's for yelling at me. Hey, Google, play Who Let the Dogs Out. Let's see if that plays on. Did that play on y'all's? If it did, that's amazing. It's about to start playing on mine. Hey, Google, stop. Hey, Google, stop. I'm going to get a copyright violation. Did that play at y'all's place? Come on. Did it? Let's do it. A trick you can do if you ever do a virtual training, you can yell that, but then say, play it on max volume. I didn't do that to you guys because I love you. I would never. I would just want it to play graciously in the background. So anyways, it filled all this in, put all this information. Like literally it filled in this info. Oh, it didn't. Dang, sorry. Okay. So it filled it in like that. Let's see. I can go to my Gmail. Hold on a second. I don't know if it is sent through this or my other one, but thanks for letting me use you on this one, Sarah. Rubrics. I don't see where it sent it. So it probably sent it through my other account because I have a Google account through Tarver Academy that I have it automated through there, because the only thing negative with Autocrat is if you're on a regular personal Gmail, it'll only let you send 100 Autocrats a day. If you are on a school or organization email, you can send unlimited. And so that's the give and take there. So Autocrat's great. I don't want to go through a full thing of it just because I don't know if everybody needs it. But if you're like in like a club sponsor, or you do certificates at the end of the year, or if you work in administration, I'll tell you this. If you ever want to become an administrator, Autocrat is the first Google Chrome extension I would learn. It saved me literally 6 to 8 hours a week, every week, because I don't have to go create stuff. I don't have to do it. It builds it out of what people give me in the Google Forms. And so if you want to learn more about that, I've got a quick video here. I think it's like a couple minutes, 2, 3, 5, 5-minute video walking you through how to create Autocrat forms. And then if you really love it, I can give you some like longer, more in-depth, walkthroughs, if you will. Okay. Next up, next time saver thing you can use to be more efficient. This is a Classroom Resource Hub template. This is a Google Doc that once you make a copy of it, you'll make a copy and it's yours. And inside of it, I have resources linked, templates and resources. But the idea is that you go in and you'll say, whatever, second period geometry. Why do I teach? Because I want to help students and paychecks come in handy. Because we could all tutor, but we do got to pay the bills. All right, why do I teach? Important links. You can school Gmail. And again, once it's yours, you can delete stuff. You're like, I want to use Classroom. Delete that. Oh no. Did I glitch? Am I back? Hit refresh. Also, this is good too. If you're doing a live like this, I would, if I were you, everybody hit refresh real quick. That way you can make sure you're up to date, and then maybe scrub to the end. Some of y'all, if like you're behind me and it feels like you're behind, if you're like giving comments and I'm not responding, it might be because you hit pause or you started a little late, but it should be live. So maybe hit refresh. If I glitched, oh no. Am I back? Am I back? Let me know when I'm back and I'm rolling well. Am I in there? Because it looks fine on my end. I want to make sure I'm good on y'all's end. I'll give you a second. Make sure. I need to see some comments saying that we're good to go. Okay, Deborah said we're good. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. If that was my fault, my bad. Okay, so we're filling out our resource hub, and you can hit important links, useful resources, potential resources, things you might want to use. You can put here. Then you can link out here. You can link to what you use for, if you use eSchool, link it out. So like, Arkansas eSchool, whatever your website is, boop. You can link out to your building level discipline. Say our building uses this Google form, discipline. Discipline reports, whatever. Link to your stuff. And the idea is that this becomes a hub that goes out to whatever you want to use on the internet. So this becomes a hub that just bounces you there. Is it necessary for you to teach? No. But how many of y'all get overwhelmed sometimes kind of trying to keep up with all the websites and the resources and the templates and the links and this and that? The idea is you go here, you make this a hub, And then if you do it for all your classes, you could just hit the little star and then bookmark it in the bar. Or if you want one for each class, you could actually create one of these in a folder, like do like a folder and call it hubs. And then you can have each class period as their own hub. So goes through, has all this stuff. Okay, somebody said it glitched on him earlier. Sunny Prince said, glitched on me earlier, but I just tapped the screen and it was back. Okay, sweet. Good. As long as you guys, hopefully it keeps rolling. Hopefully we keep rolling. So summer PD notes, if you want to put those in there. And again, if you're like, I don't want to use this, I want to delete it. But the idea is that like you send a PD like this, you see something you like, you can toss it in that hub and use it next year. Next resources to try. You could try these things you want to do. Oh, sorry, Gemini just popped up. Chill. Common Google tutorials. I toss these in everywhere I can. Google tutorials. That's it. The idea is that you have a place where you can click and go out to all the things you use across the internet. Now, I will say this. There's been an upgrade, if you will. Okay. So I was doing this, and there's a guy that runs a company called Revision History, which is also a great Chrome extension. And he saw a video that I made about this resource. And so what he did was he created something better because he's good at technology. So watch this. I'm about to start a new tab. Y'all ready? I'm going to start a new tab. And when I click on it, look what pops up. So instead of it just being another search bar below my search bar, when I create a new tab, it has the date and time. It's got where I'm located, the temperature. It's got a search bar where I can search Google. I don't even know what that is. What is that? I need to look that up. What are you? Perplexity. Okay, cool. I didn't know that was Perplexity. So I can search Google. I can Perplexity. I can use ChatGPT. I can use Yahoo or Bing. If you're a criminal, you can use Bing. Just kidding. Then this section is teacher. This is essentially a teacher hub, but it's built in every time you create a new tab. So instead of you clicking and going to the hub I made as a doc, which is totally cool if you want, this actually, all you have to do to get to your hub is create a new tab. And then you have all your core stuff, revision history, classroom, Google Drive, Clever, Seesaw. And if you don't like it, say you're like, I never use, Cammy's great. I actually have friends at Cammy. Edpuzzle. I never use Edpuzzle. Hit the X. Remove it. Yep. Boop. It's gone. And then I can restore it if I want to later. You can also add websites and tools if you want. So you can add a category, what you want to put it under. So you could build your own resource hub through here. Then you can have quick notes. So like, hey, I need to, call Timmy's mom. I need to pick up pizza. And then, set up eval time. Here's the cool thing. When you do those quick notes, every time you create a new tab, those notes stay updated. They're Google Docs, so it stays updated for you there. So then you've got your templates and resources. This is a section where if you want a quick jump to some of my templates and resources, I've got those linked here. So you can bounce, and I bought our class Google slide. Boop, create a new one. Good to go. Then you've got like a little, keep healthy snacks in your desk drawer. Low blood sugar leads to decision fatigue and irritability. How do you get your homepage to look like this? Oh, I'm going to show you right now. So here it is. I didn't give you the link. This is a Chrome extension. I've been pitching it it's free, by the way. If it asks for money, you've gone too far. So it's getteachertab.com. I've got the link dropped in the chat, getteachertab.com, and you can download it. It's a free Chrome extension, getteachertab.com. Teachertab.com was already taken. Free for teachers. Add to Chrome, boop, you're good to go. It's now on your Chrome. You can attach it. Dope. And feel free to share this with all of your other fellow teachers. I think it's really awesome. And then the guy I'm working with, he's like, hey, because he made it, and then he gives me like a little percent of it if we do sell it, but we never cash because mainly it's free. But some of the things that people like, hey, I want to change the background. I don't want this TV or radio, or I don't want it. Sometimes it's a car. Sometimes it's a sunset. They want to control the background. Your school can actually sign up and pay for it. It's super cheap, but they can essentially do announcements through there. They can change the background. They can push this out to students so students can see announcements, and then they can choose their links and curate them to the stuff that they actually want their teachers. So if your district might want to do that, they can, but this is not a pitch. You do you. I'm mainly giving you the free one. So add to Chrome for free forever. Look at that. That was one of the things. Whenever he was like, do you want to collab? I was like, yes, but for teachers, it's got to be free forever. So there you go. Of course, I got you, fam. Thanks, Michael. So that's Teacher Tab. He made that because he saw that resource hub that I had, and he was like, hey, I can make this better. So that's cool. Cool. All right. So that is Teacher Tab, which I was going to get to later. Digital interactive notebooks. So I want to show you this because I want to show you how you can easily adapt it. So if you want to create a copy of this, or you can pick any of my resources and you can make a copy of those. I should have put this actually up here. Teacher Tab should have been there. So make a copy. You can do full semester or weekly. If you're trying to build it and send it out to your students every week, I would probably recommend do weekly because it's too far to do a whole semester. You're not going to have that much time. But what I would do is it's just a pretty basic, like essentially an organized planner, a digital planner for your students. So what I would do is I go here, I'd say name, put your name here. Right subject, put in your favorite quote. My favorite quote is Jesus wept. I don't know. It's from a book, but it's also from a TV show. But who said that? Oh, God did. All right, there you go. God did. That's from an interview with DJ Khaled. He's ridiculous. So you can create an entire semester planner for your students. They could jump to whatever week they want, and then they're on week 15. They go through. You could sit there and be like, all right, pull up your planner. Again, you're doing the basics. So let's say you want to give this to your class. You've got it set up. You just change the name, put in a quote. Now I'm going to go to Classroom. And I'm going to go to my class. I'm going to go to classwork. I'm going to go to create. And I want to create honestly, I would probably make it an assignment because that way you can do like a notebook quiz at the end of the semester and it kind of, notebook check, if you will. Or you could do as a material. I would do assignment. I just put daily planner. We will fill in the week at a glance at the beginning of the week every week, but you are to fill in the checklist and links for your daily stuff, period. This is to help you stay organized and find stuff in the future if you need to, period. So essentially, instead of them having a paper notebook where the links don't work very well because it's notebook paper, they can do this. You can add from your drive, and because Google knows us, the most recent is what we just worked on. I hit, oh no, that's this presentation. I say that it's literally, I just did this. It switched. It did the thing. It switched my account. Why did it switch my account? That's so weird. It has not done that to me in years. Maybe it's because it's probably because I clicked on it earlier when I was showing you guys that stuff. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Come on. Oh, it's on the other account. Let me do this. I'm going to click here. I'm going to make another copy. Do not switch to another account, bro. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. I don't know why. Oh, it switched again. That is so weird. That is crazy. Crazy. Dismiss. I don't want that account. That's wild. And it's not my default. I don't know what I did. Hold on. Let me go to slides. Maybe I switched over. Let me switch. Dang. It's got me whole messed up. Got locked up. Go. Make a copy. For the love of all things, do not switch accounts. Oh my gosh. Switch. I'm going to just make a copy from that account. Sorry, you guys. That's so weird. I hope that's around. Dear goodness, quit switching to that. I'm going to have to sign out. I'm literally going to have to go in and sign out of that account. Manage your Google account. I want to sign out. I apologize. This is not what I had anticipated. Sign out of this account. Oh my gosh. You did not ask for this. Let's see. Sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh. Log out. I don't want to sign out of all of my accounts. I want to sign out of this account. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. What are we doing here? Stop, Google. Don't sell me nothing. Oh my goodness. I'm so irritated right now. Because I'm not signed into that account. It's like a account I use literally for Instagram. Give me my account back. I'm serious. Mason, like I have not had this happen in years because I switched to the Chromes, but like it literally keeps throwing me back. This is disgusting. Like, what are we doing here, Google? Like I'm trying to brag about how great you are. Yeah, it's just nuts. So let me see. Maybe I can go to my, what happens if I go to Gmail? Is it going to go to my main one? Or is it going to that? It said it goes to my main one. That's crazy. Log out. Sign out all accounts. Forget it. I'm just going to have to sign out. Sign in again. Okay, so bear with me as I sign in because I just had to get out of there. That was disgusting. Okay, so we're in here. So maybe because I signed out of all those, now let's try it again. For the love of all things, do not, if you sign me to that account, I'm burning this place to the ground. And I live here. So frustrated. Did it. Boom, we just figured a workaround. So if it does that, so if you switch your Chrome profile, so you're not doing what I just did, which is, what are we doing, Tyler? Go to the Chrome profile, and then if it keeps doing that, sign out of all your accounts, then re-sign into the one you care about. So there we go, learning experience. Okay, so you go in, you clean it up, you make that digital planner what you want. So digital notebook, we'll call it semester, and this is 7th grade history. There you go. Thank you. Y'all are being too kind. I was irritated that happened. Okay. So now I've got my copy of my digital notebook. I go into Classroom, and now I want to assign this to every student because I want to give them all access to their own digital notebook. So I don't want them to view one file. Now you could, if you wanted this to be your planner for the year, you could attach it in materials, and then all the students can just look at it, and then you could update it as you go. That's one way to do it. Another thing, if you trust them, if they're like at a certain grade level, you can actually have it to where maybe you have your students all collaborate and build out one. If you trust them, they collaborate and help you build essentially like the ultimate guide for that class. So you can essentially build a digital notebook that has presentations, resources, links, assignments, all that stuff built into that one presentation. Or I would do, that might not be a bad idea to do for the first year. If you're doing this, let everybody collaborate, or they have access to look at what you're creating in real time. And you could go through and be like at the first of class, like, all right, here's our agenda. We're going to work on like, whatever, week 5. And you're showing your class this and be like, today, what we're going to do is we're going to go, and you like build it in as you go. Do not build it beforehand. That sounds exhausting. Okay. Build it as you go. We're doing this and doing this and doing this. And as y'all go through it, you check it off your boxes. You could also give them all access, but once you have it, or if you wanted to give them the blank one, you can go to your classroom and say, make a copy for each student. And then once you do that, every student will have their own notebook. Ideally, it's got all the stuff in it, or if you want to leave it blank and they can build it themselves, that's fine as well. You can hit assign. Now, every student in your class has their planner, and then they'll turn it in. I didn't schedule. I should have scheduled it out to be due the last day of the semester, but you're building out that notebook. Now, here's the cool thing. This is one of those resources, and you're trying to figure out, what is my workflow? What's my workflow for this? Let's say this is not exactly what you want. See that? I cleaned it up, but you say you have a different process for how you teach or what you do. You can actually go in. I've only got it to where the stuff on the top, you see this? I'm highlighting everything and deleting. It doesn't delete the background. Because what I do is I have that behind the scenes. And the reason is because it's easier for you to adjust everything if you want. So let's say this is close to what you want, but it's not exactly what you want for your students. You can go to View Theme Builder. View theme builder. And then I'm going to click on that. And then you can adjust it. Say you're like, you know what? I don't like this part. Most everything's important, blah. So you can delete that. And then you could say, you know, this is going to be called today's agenda. And then you could add in, like, let's go here, option. No, not that. Option. Okay. Class rules. And then you could go in and actually put class rules. So like, say you want to remind them every day of your classroom rules. You know, say number one. What in the chat, what are some classroom rules that you have in all your classes? Let me know. What are some rules you have in all your classes? Throw it in there. We, you know, respect each other. Show yourself. Oh, you said show yourself grace. That was to me. Have dim manners. I knew each other wasn't one word. I knew it as I did it. Let's say show kindness to yourself and others. Let's see, be prepared. And then number 5, we'll say, always give your best effort. Okay. All right. Let's make that a little bit bigger because it bothers me. There we go. We can do one more. Do 6. No walking. What does it say? Stay chill. Stay chill. Okay. So you can have your class rules there. And then, and I like to outline this. So we'll put a border around it. Boop. And then we'll go here. And I'm actually going to make one more thing. Let's say I'm going to create that over there. We're going to change this to say, you know, links. So this is, you know how we have those links linked everywhere where it's like, hey, you know, you use these links a lot. You can go here and I can actually put a link section. Try to make this look a little better. I know it doesn't matter because this is like a burner resource, but it's bothering me. It's bothering me. So let's go here, links, and then you say, you know, classroom. And you can link out to whatever it is. You know, Google Classroom. And then we've got what? You'll say clever. You know, whatever links you use a lot. Clever, and then, you know, crash course. Then we can do crash course history, their YouTube. Crash course. Okay. I'm going to make those look a little better. Okay. So you've got the resource. You made a copy and then you adjusted it. You made it at what you want. You made it into the resource that works best for you, you know, and you wouldn't even call it daily to-dos. And then you can fill in the agenda after that. Now, you're thinking, Tyler, that would be exhausting. I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time to go in and do that and adjust all that, blah, 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 do all that stuff. You can actually, after you make that adjustment on one of those little templates, you can go up here where it says reapply to all. Reapply to all. And then when I do that, it's going to now, that background, the intro, all that stuff I just did, it's going to send it out to all 90 slides. Look at that. It's crazy. And then I click here, go back, and now look at this. Every single slide now has class rules. I should have changed the date. The date thing's there. Links, all that stuff. You've now adjusted it for everything. All of these resources are made in a way where you can make a copy and clean it up and make it exactly what fits what you need for your class. That's actually pretty cool. I kind of like the class rules thing. I might go in and like, I might change this up. I might make a whole new resource on it. Who knows? Who knows? Might get crazy. So there you go. In the chat, would y'all use any of this? Do y'all think that's like, do you have anything like a notebook that you use for your class to help them stay organized? Just an idea. Next up, This is Scribe. This is Scribe. If y'all remember Scribe, it is a Chrome extension. It is actually pretty awesome. It can create like step-by-step instructions. And I'm not going to do it, but you could do step-by-step instructions where you just click and you go through and do something, and then it builds out step-by-step instructions. I think it does. I know it does text, but I also do video in a few seconds. So we're going to take like a 2-minute break because I got to go to the restroom. So we're going to do a 2-minute break, and then we're going to get started right back. I'll see you on 2 minutes. All right, thank y'all for being patient. So Scribe's really great for building out written instructions. So if you need to show parents, I guess I'll just show you. So let's say I want to use Scribe and I want to show people how to add an assignment in classroom. Okay. So, and this could be anything, showing parents how to, check their students' grades, whatever. Scribe, I hit the little button once I add the Chrome extension. I'll hit Scribe. Where are you at? Scribe. I'm hitting Scribe. Do it. Goodness gracious, where is it? Well, I say that. Go. Maybe I need to. Oh, I got to do an update on my Chrome. Anyway, Scribe's great. Try it out. It'll essentially show documentation, like create documents based on whatever your workflow is, and it can help people know. Like it's great for creating like very organized, clean, different. Like here's how you do this. Here you do this, and it's great. And you can put those take those PDFs and throw them into Classroom as walkthroughs for different things students have to do if you need them to. So I can't get it to kick on. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's because I need a Chrome update. But normally, Scribe. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, I got it. Go. Sign in, bro. So I haven't used Scribe in a minute. It's great, but I haven't used it in a minute. So maybe I need to update it. Doesn't matter. It's not the best resource I want to show you because I want to show you others. But Scribe's great, but it's not the best. The one I want to show you is Brisk. Y'all, in the comments, have y'all ever used Brisk? I don't know if you've been in anything with me. In the past 2 years, I've talked about Brisk. Brisk is incredible. Let me know in the chat if you've used Brisk. Let me know if you've used it. So, yes. Okay, sweet. So several of you guys have used it, but I want to show you a few things in Brisk that you can use that can save you a ton of time. So I absolutely love Brisk. Tell me in the comments, tell me a grade level you teach and give me something you might teach students, like a topic or a lesson, like a one day you're teaching on something. Give me something you might teach and the grade level it is. Sarah Beth, you got to get that unblocked. You got to email the people and be like, yo, unblock Brisk unless you hate teachers. That's what you need to tell them. Say unblock it or else you're the worst. Don't tell them that, but tell them they need to undo it. So give me your grade level and then a topic you might teach that grade level. Throw it in there. And then we're going to do a full thing. We're going to create an entire thing from Brisk, from scratch. Alex, you've got to get Brisk unblocked. Okay, you got to get it unblocked. Okay. So we're going to create it. Boom. Jessica said it first, I think. Oh, no, 6th grade. We got 6th grade ELA. How about this? 6th grade ELA or 10th grade? We'll do both. Okay. So Jessica is trying to teach on ELA theme to 10th graders. So I'm just going to Google search ELA theme. And we're going to find, did I say ELA theme? Do I need to say something different? Would it pop up better? Is this better? Is that what you were going for? Okay, if that's not right, let me know. So let's say I'm trying to teach on this. Okay, let's pretend like I found the right thing. So I'm picking this and I want to teach on it. Now, let's say I've never taught this before. I need to create this from scratch. Once you, where's my brisk bait? Oh my gosh, what's all my extensions acting boo-boo? Oh, it does look like I need to update my Chrome. That might be why they're all acting boo-boo. Okay, so let's try. Actually, I'm going to do this one. I like plea bargaining. That was kind of cool. Plea bargaining. Sorry, I'm switching. Sorry, Jessica. Please forgive me. Plea bargaining. Kind of like that one. That might be interesting. So, how courts work? Plea bargaining. American Bar Association. So I went here, and I could be like, hey, students, go to this website. We're going to talk about plea bargaining. You're going to go through here. But what's kind of nice is with Brisk, once you add the Brisk extension, this little Brisk B stays with you everywhere you go. So let's say I need to create a presentation about plea bargaining. I hit this. Now, this, by the way, I don't know if y'all have seen this. This is Brisk's new thing. I've only used it like twice, but I really like it. It's like their new way they have it built out. I'm just going to go classic because classic bougie ratchet. Bougie ratchet. I'm going to hit create, and I need to create a presentation. Hit next. Let's say it is 10th grade. Create a presentation about this webpage. We are focusing on plea bargaining as the topic today, period. We are using Arkansas State Standards, comma. And I like to incorporate things that have to do with NBA basketball and use Gen Alpha slang terms because my students laugh at it because I'm not good at it using them correctly. So it's fun to incorporate them, period. Okay, so I can pick what I want to relate to. I pick the number of slides. Let's do 13 slides. With images, I think is the paid version. I don't know if I'll even have access to this. Without images, that's the only negative. That's one thing I do like about Brisk. It's got so much for free. I'm going to hit Brisket. So it should build me my first draft of my presentation from scratch. Look at this. No hands. Plea bargaining, the real MVP move in criminal justice. Justice. What is plea bargaining? Plea bargaining is when both sides in a criminal case agree to settle things outside of court. It's going to jump right in. It's going to build the first draft of my presentation for me here in a few seconds. This used to take so much longer. And you can even get in there when you give it like the prompt. You could be like, hey, we do a very discussion heavy class. So come up with discussion questions that we can talk about at the end of each slide. Because I want to incorporate and relate it to their life. Whatever it is you want, personal application, anything. It's going to build it out from there. So it's generating. We're almost done. It's got 10 slides so far. 11 and 12. We've got all of our slides. Key takeaways. So now I have a presentation. From there, I can go here. I can go to create, and I can actually make a quiz. So from that, I can create a Google Forms quiz from the presentation, multiple choice, Brisket. Now, and this doesn't have to be a Brisk quiz or Brisk presentation. You can do this from a YouTube video. You can do it from a presentation you've had for 10 years. You can do it from a PDF. You can grab the text and select the text in your PDF and generate a quiz from that. Whatever you have your source material in, you can create a quiz off of that from scratch. Look at this. Look how annoying. This used to be so annoying to make from scratch. Now it's generating it, and the correct answers are already selected. You'll go in, you can adjust it, you can clean it up, you can make it exactly what you want. If you want a 10-question quiz, I always recommend ask for 15 questions, and then you can trim it down. It's always easier to trim down than add to, and then you adjust and clean it up. In the comments, if you've used Brisk before, what do you use Brisk for the most? Do you use it to create presentations? Do you use it to create Google Form quizzes? What do you use Brisk to create if you use Brisk? Let me know. If you've never used Brisk, I We'll pull it up for you. I will give you the link and toss it in there. If you haven't used it, use mine so that I can get a brisk theme Labubu. If I get enough people that go through my link, they're going to give me a brisk Awala and a brisk theme Labubu. I'm going to copy my link. If you don't have it, use mine. And then if you want to share with your teachers, use that because then everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Love me some brisk, y'all. Brisk is goated. Got the link in there. If you don't have that Chrome extension, download brisk. It is fantastic. There you go. Casey used it to compare writings to the Atlas. Oh, I love that. Atlas rubrics. So that's the other thing I want to show you. It has different things like, so where is that? Yes. Okay, so here's our Order of the Phoenix literary analysis we used earlier. I can use brisk because you're like, well, it's great. Multiple choice, blah, blah, blah. Now I can go in and let's try this new create one. I'm trying to grade this paper that my students wrote about the 5th Harry Potter book and how it is a metaphor for World War II, period. I care a lot about the grammar side of it. But even more than that, I care about that they understand the themes, period. That's the most important thing to me, is that they're understanding the content. Can you help me grade that, question mark? I've never done this before with this, so we're going to find out. It's really for Ezra, though. The Labubu, I would bet you $1,000 it would get taken within 2 days, and it's in her room, and she's going to tie-dye the shirt, and it's going to be a Ezra custom theme Labubu. All right, so I can pick the settings. I can choose my standards. We'll do, Arkansas. We're going to do Arkansas. I don't know. There we go. We'll just pick that. Save. Grade levels, 6th grade, language, English, give feedback. So from there, and again, you can get as specific as you want. Oh, wow. It's going in and creating comments. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I literally have never done this before. It's already just building comments. It's talking about different stuff. Wow. That's pretty clean, you guys. I kind of love this. Let's see. Minister Cornelius Fudge's steadfast refusal to acknowledge Lord Voldemort's return directly mirrors the actions of the British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain. Strengthen your pattern with specific evidence. You make a strong connection here, but you can make it even more complex by adding specific examples. What does he do? What does he say? Oh, I love that. That's incredible. So it's got writing stuff. You can go, like I'm going to go here. This is the one I usually use. I'll go to Classic, and I'll go to Give Feedback, and then I'll do Glows and Grows. Brisket. And then it'll give me glows and grows for the paper. Glow, you did great. Grow, you can work on this. And then, what extended thinking. And you could do this for yourself, but if it's not blocked for your students, they could do it. And then you just insert it. Now in their document, it's got all that. So we have his comments. We have it there. Like all we're doing is trying our best. Oh, sheesh. What the jazz? Yes. There we go. Cool. So we have now created this beautiful, beautiful first draft of grading. So that's Brisk. Brisk is awesome. Oh, you already have it, but you used your personal email setup. Thank you. Trying to give me them points. I appreciate that. We try to get them Brisk points. Trying to get them Brisk points. Let's see, what do I get? Let me see. Oh, that's not it. I think I have. I'm actually super. You're like, Tyler, this is a waste of our time. I'm so sorry. I'm really. Let's see. Here's what. This is ridiculous. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'll only do this for 20 more seconds and we'll quit. These are actually the things that I can get with my Brisk reward stuff. There's a Labubu. Was not lying. What do y'all think? What should I get with my Brisk points? Should I get a suitcase, an Awala, a Brisk sweatshirt, a Brisk? I could probably get that Brisk Labubu right now. They got 8 points and 20 points. Wow. The one trying to get rid of one. I guess Labubu's lost the popularity. There you go. That's it. That's my whole pitch. So if you send it, give my link. Who cares? Or don't. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. I literally haven't cashed those in. Okie dokie. Appreciate you, Michael. Appreciate you. Okay. Real quick, in the comments, if you use something to save you time utilizing AI besides Brisk, what do you use? Please let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments. Sarah Beth, I do have enough points to get that. I actually might go on and get that later. I keep forgetting, and I need to do it. Amanda said that she uses it to create step-by-step directions for the teachers. Absolutely. So nice for that. Okay, Notebook LM for study guides. Whatever Ezra wants. That's true. She gets what she gets. ChatGPT, Gemini. So a lot of you guys are using kind of like the base, like we're using Gemini and ChatGPT. You're not even using like teacher-specific ones, which is fine. That's totally cool. Chalky. I haven't messed with Chalky. Magic School, School AI. All these are great. Does anybody in the comments, does anybody's school pay for something? Does anybody's school pay for something that their whole school uses? Do they pay for Magic School? Do they pay for Brisk? Does anybody's school purchase that? I would love to know. Okay, we've got about 10 more minutes before we start doing the sign outs. And so I want to kind of go through the slides. That way you can bounce in and play with whatever things it is you want. To save time in Drive, I've got a video here walking through Drive and some of my best practices. So you can deep dive that if you want. But then you also can set up a setting in Drive to anytime. So like if you have a bunch of stuff that is PowerPoints or what else? PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, Excel, and you're like, okay, I need to put this into Drive. It's time, it's 2026. I need to do the right thing. Okay. So you can actually go into your Drive and then you can go to settings and then go to settings. In settings. I like how they do that. Settings. You can have it set up where you can convert all uploads to something that is Google Drive related. So uploads and offline, like uploads right here, click that box. Anytime you insert a PDF, and they actually do it now where it doesn't take it and turn it from a Word document to a Google Doc. It'll make it an editable Microsoft Word document. It turns it into essentially a Google Doc, but it's still a Word file. And so the people that I had somebody in my doctoral program, they were like, they had, this is absolutely insane. In my doctorate, what you think, doctorate, that's top level, blah, blah, blah. They had it to where whenever we were working on our dissertation, we had to do it in Microsoft Word. And anytime, because you have to send it off like a ton of times to your editors and people reviewing it, I would send it off. And to send it off, this is they instructed at the doctoral level was that we used a Word document. And whenever we had to get them to review it and go and make their changes, we had to export that Word document, email it as a standard, like a set file, put the date that we edited it and the last person to edit it. So like in the title, it would be like TT for Tyler Tarver and the date I edited it. Send it to them. They would pass it around. One would send to the next, and to the next, and to the next. And then they send it back to me. And then I use that new copy. I look at their adjustments. And then I go, and I was like, and I told them when I was in the program, this was 5 years ago. I said, hey, there's a way. Google Docs is way better. It would do everything you're doing way better, less confusing, less mistakes, because people would send the wrong file and open up the wrong thing and edit something. And it would just take longer and it was worse. And I was just like, can we stop? And they were like, well, and this is what they'd always say. The formatting is perfect. Google Docs has figured out it wasn't that complicated. They figured it out. They fixed it after the first 6 months. They fixed it. So don't worry about the formatting. Use Google Docs. It's wasting everyone else's time if you're still using Word. And when you do this and turn that setting on, it goes, I didn't mean to go on that tirade. That's how frustrated I was having to do that. Fun fact, my advisor let me use Google Docs. We use Docs back and forth until I had to do the very last round and send it to my other people because they were staunch believers in a much worse program. So Classroom is great. I've got some slides in here on Classroom if you want to play around with it, utilizing some of the stuff in there, curriculum maps, things like that. And it's just way better. All right, so we didn't get to do a ton with gyms today in this morning session. We will do gyms a lot this afternoon. Word is not better, Nathan. How dare you? First off, how dare you? I'm just kidding, but it's not. I'm just kidding, but also it's not. So whenever you're using this, I want to show you just a quick example. So this is a video I made. It was a video for teachers to use with their students. And One of the things you can do with a gym is you can take a YouTube video and you can build curriculum. It could be anything you. And so, let's see, you go in here, you go to transcript. Where is it? Transcript. Where are you at? Show transcript. And then I'm just giving you a taste test of what gyms are. I'm going to copy all of the transcript. It's a 13-minute video. Copy the transcript. Then I can go into my free templates. Let's see, tarveracademy.com. You can put in your email or if you've saved it. I'm going to go do gyms GPTs. Gyms and GPTs. This is just to show you what the capabilities are. I think a lot of y'all we want to go to curriculum builder for teachers. I'm going to go to Gemini. You could take a transcript from any YouTube video and then I can paste it. Enter. Now, from that one YouTube video, in a few seconds with the instructions I had previously put in my gym, it's going to create a grade level, and I could preset it. Assume grade level 9 through 12. Assume subject, student success, college or career readiness. It's going to tell us why. It's creating this whole thing from just the transcript of the video. You can set it up to where if you have to do lesson plans you have to send in lesson plans every day or every week or whatever. You could create a gym, and in this afternoon session, if you're there, we're going to actually make it. I'm going to build out a lesson plan creator for you guys that you can just tell me. You'll give me all the criteria, everything that you need to put in there, and we'll build a lesson plan creator from scratch in there. So the end. We'll do that. I'm not trying to pitch you for this afternoon. If you need 3 more hours of training, holler at your boy. But you should have gotten the link for that. But yeah, you're going in and it's building out this entire thing based on just a transcript. I do this with like trainings I do. So I'll make a video, like a 10-minute training on Canva, and I'll talk through Canva, blah, blah, blah. This is Canva. This is great. And then I'll make the video, and then I want to have like text. A lot of people would rather read and see the instructions there versus just the video. And so what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll drop the transcript into my Tarver. I've built out my own Tarver Academy curriculum gym. Drop it in. It'll build out the curriculum. From a YouTube video of yourself or of anybody else, you can create, using gyms and Brisk, you can create a full-on textbook curriculum. You can build out presentations. You can build out quizzes. You can build out guided notes through Brisk. Like there's so many different things you can build out with gyms, and Brisk is great, but Brisk is essentially gyms that can generate things out of that. Granted, I don't know how to do a slideshow or a quiz out of this from a gym, but I'm sure it'll get there because Google will be doing stuff. Google be busy. Next one I really want to show y'all before we get out of time is Google Vids. Vids, let's try this. Start a new tab and go to vids.google.com. Vids.google.com. This is where you should have your students be creating videos. If your students are creating anything video-wise for your class or you're creating videos, Google Vids is the best cloud editing one. If I'm making a full video, I'm going to use Final Cut Pro. I'll create it through my computer. However, if you guys are having your students do it, this is the move. This is the move. So it's got a few different things I'm just going to click through and show you. So VO31, if you do not have access to make videos in Gemini, you can do it through VO in Google Vids. So you can still create those cool videos of stuff through here. You can do AI avatars where somebody's talking, an AI avatar is explaining or saying whatever it is you want. You can convert slides over into videos. You can record yourself, put that on there, upload videos, and you can use their templates. So let's say I'm using this template, boop, insert all scenes. So now I can create, look at this. I can make a video and I can go in and adjust all this stuff. So I can record video of myself, put in the background. Yo, what up? This is my presentation. That was ridiculous. Sorry. Oh, I thought I was recording. Yo, what up? Making a video. What's up, baby? Here we go. Shout out. Holla at your boy. Insert. Boom. I put that in the video. So this is a really easy way to make videos. Yes, you can do this in Canva as well. I like this because I feel like the load time is less, and also it's connected to all your other stuff. VO is where you can go in, create a video of a teacher winning Teacher of the Year award, and have them look like Tyler Tarver of Tarver Academy, who is me. All right, and then you can generate the videos. So you can do AI videos, you can do avatars, you can do voiceovers. Google Vids is the best video creation tool that is free for students to use in your classroom. So I highly recommend check out Vids, play with it, mess around there, try stuff. Try stuff. It is fantastic. Okay. Bouncing out. Canva in the chat. Any Canva fam? If you're in Canva, if you use Canva, say Canva fam, tell me what you use Canva for. Throw that in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you use Canva for. Shout out Canva. Canva is amazing. It can do a ton of stuff. Canva is like, and again, my whole family is using my Canva because I pay for the one. So like, look, they're celebrating a pool party. So apparently there's somebody in my family is making a pool party invite. But yeah, okay, look, we'll do this one real quick. Canva's amazing. Videos, posters, announcements, all of that. You could do like school weekly announcement. Go in. It's going to pull in some designs. These are ones that I've made before. I can also, let's see, create. I'm going to go here. I want it to be I want to print it off. I can start from scratch, or I can go in and find their template. Somebody had a really good one. What did you say? A Google form header? Let's do a header, or a Google Classroom header. Google Classroom header. I want it to search. No, I don't want to do. I want to create from nothing. Don't pull from my stuff. Brand templates. There we go. Oh my gosh. I am upgraded, bro. Anyways, it's pulled from all mine, but then also you can look up other designs. You can use other people's templates, and then you can create them, adjust them, edit them. Canva's amazing for any type of creation, any type of tool you're trying to make from scratch. And then I even have a ton of stuff in here too, because I usually leave this to the end, because if we run out of time, most people don't want to create their own videos. But if you ever do want to create your own videos, here's a bunch of tutorials and videos walking you through making YouTube stuff, because making YouTube videos is underrated, in my opinion. So play around with YouTube if you want, or not. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. I'm going to scroll through those templates. There we go. And then, also this is one. I made this video because a lot of you guys, you will have students go create stuff. And again, I don't know how that works now if your phones are banned in the state of Arkansas, but used to, we'd go make them videos and they'd use their phone and they'd film it and they'd come back and edit it. These are some tips. This video on slide 75. It's a video with tips for you and or your students on how to make decent iPhone videos. Anywhere from like, don't cover up the mic on the bottom, make like a little like sound thing to protect the wind. So when you're recording, you're blocking out the wind. So it's not, always do it against light. So if there's like a window, have that light coming in on your face. It looks better if you're other way. It looks like a silhouette. It looks like a creeper being held hostage. So don't do that. So bunch of tips on using iPhone videos for recording for yourself and for others. Ton of other stuff in there. If you want, feel free to try it out, but I don't want to use up your time on these last 5 minutes so you can get your certificate. So if you have any questions, I'll answer those questions as people are doing this. And yeah, I'll actually toss the link in directly, but you can go to, I think at tarveracademy.com/done should be the new one. Let me make sure I've adjusted that. I think I just have it. Literally, it's a link to the Google form. Yeah, get your certificate. Okay, so yeah, either one of those, you can scan it or you can type that in. I will put it in the chat as well so you can make sure. This is very important. fill out the eval to get your certificate. Okay, I'm pasting that link. Paste the link. Goodness, paste the link, bro. All right, so any questions, throw it in there. After you fill out the eval, thank you guys so much for coming, and I'll probably see some of you this afternoon. If you're watching this video in the future, look at you. You're amazing. Thank y'all so much. All right. So I tossed it in. You can click that link in the chat. Please make sure you fill this out. This is what Dawson and your school is probably going to care about the most. It is the certificate proving that you did this training. You were in a 3-hour training. It was called Teacher Workflow and Creation Workshop. It should be on the list. If I see you in an hour, I'll see you in an hour. Do that next training. If not, NBD. No big deal. Hope you have a great day. Hope you get to enjoy time with family and friends. Enjoy your summer. Let's all go to Florida together. We're all going to Seacoast? Something by the sea. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all being a part of this. And yeah, hopefully you got at least one thing out of this that you can help you, make resources or save time. That was the goal. If you can get one thing that helps you make resources or save time, I think it was a dub. Katie, what's up, Katie? KD. Anybody ever call you KD like Kevin Durant? Just think about it. Katie, Katie. There's no D in it, but I don't know if that makes sense. But if you say Katie with a Southern accent, it's like KD. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Sarah, you win. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dawson, for collaborating with me on this. I appreciate you guys. And so anybody else, honor roll people, thank y'all for joining now or in the future. Toad's cool. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be good. Make sure you fill out the eval. You can go to the link. I'll put the link in the chat, or you can scan the QR code. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Okay, cool. How about this? I'm going to take my face off of this because you don't need to see me. Hey, we did the session correct today. Hey, let's go. Yes, and then this afternoon we have, what's this afternoon? Is it Edmodo training? In the Edmodo training this afternoon? I'm just kidding. This afternoon we're doing Google Gemini to win at life. So thank y'all so much. Y'all are amazing. And I will bounce my face off, but I'll leave this signed on for a few minutes so that you can, do your thing. Do your thing. Benz, Vets, Hummers, Jets. All right. Please, how to get a certificate? So to get the certificate, you can fill out the link. So I've got it on the screen, tarveracademy.com/done. You got to fill out the evaluation. So scan that and fill out the eval, or go to the website, or I've also put the link in the chat. Katie, if you see my link, if you could pin that, that'd be great. And then I'm going to make sure you should get the certificates here in the next, I don't know, probably if you fill it out right now, 20 minutes. If not, I'll have to run it again later. So I will see. Sometimes they run automatically. Sometimes I have to manually. Okay, I'm going to have to manually run them. So I'm going to run them manually. You should get them. If you fill it out in the next 10 seconds, you will get your certificate emailed to you in the next 1 minute. So I'm going to give you all a second. I'm going to let that, and then I'll run all those certificates. Autocrat, they did an update, and so now it sometimes doesn't run automatically. So it's okay. I'm going to get those sent to you guys here in the next few minutes. Loading up. So if you get it submitted, get that eval submitted. All right, I'm running the first round of certificates, so you should get that in the next minute. Thank you guys so much. See you guys this afternoon. And yeah, you'll get the certificate. If not, email me, but you should get it in the next. If you filled it out before I hit click, you should get it in the next minute. If not, you should get it in the next probably 20 minutes. I'll run it again here in a little bit. So thank y'all so much. Y'all be good. Stay sweet. Never stop learning. Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all. Later.